Sort of crime fighters. Cyber fraud and cyber crimes. Started before the break, we just get into your Black Lab, Satoshi, and talking about the nonprofit that sort of makes it possible. You did the research. When was the first time you actually saw either Satoshi or one of these dogs in training, and it convinced you that it was going to be valuable?
No, I didn't. It was all in the faith. I didn't see an actual dog do this job until I flew to Indiana to where the trainer is for Satoshi and watched the dogs actually do the job. I went on video on YouTube or any other video online. You can like dogs. There's demonstrations on there and things like that. And I had to see how these dogs work.
What up? What up? How are you? We're watching UFC 299. We hope you're doing well. If you want a link for it, we can provide it to you.
The other canines that are on tactical LAPD that I know, I mean, they've all got very specialized training, but the handler has to be part of the training too. Is that the case with you?
Yes, that's very much the case. These dogs are quite different in the way they work than you would see a narcotics dog or a gun dog or a hunting dog. They work differently, and the training the handler has to have to be able to work a room or an area in specific ways quite different than it's a little more intimate, a little bit more detailed in the way you fight things, because quite honestly, the odor that these devices emit is very minute. It's very small, and it's very, very difficult for a canine to pick up this odor in most circumstances. So it's very important that the handler is trained in a way to be able to see a room and work through in a particular way to give the dog the best opportunity to pick up this situation.
It's the company that's on the heart of it, right?
Correct. The manufacturers of these chips that destroy the data coat the chip with a chemical that keeps it from overheating. So every device that can store data into it has this coating on it, and that's the chemical that these canines are trained to identify.
Now, who came up with that?
No, I don't know who came up with that. However, our trainer got given out at a protection canines. I believe this company's named out in Indiana. They find it. He took the skills he knew from an accelerant dog and incorporated them into
Just so for people who know, accelerant dogs, what fire departments use, they sniff out like gasoline and paint thinner. They sniff out petroleum products that are used to start fire.
Correct. We have an arson. Yeah, we have an arson in the house, and the person who started arson for kerosene.
Right, they sniff that out.
Right. It's a detective way to start investing in that arson.
I just want to make sure people know what's going on.
Correct. So he kind of transitioned an accelerant dog to a electronics dog because of the chemical sense. They're not similar, but it's kind of the same process in training a dog. It's a whole different thing. When you get a brand new breed dog, and you have to train them to smell something and tell you that they smell that, well, here it is. So that's what it was. It's a job. 4 to 5 months. Sometimes you have to do that 4 to 5 months without me in Indiana to learn how to identify that smell, link it with his reward, and then tell me where that smell is.
So when did you and Satoshi, I mean, how does that partnership work, or how do they partner you up with the dog?
So the trainer, prior to me arriving in Indiana, sent me this questionnaire about me, my personal life, what I do, my family, all these different things, and he picked a dog that he thought would match my personality. And that way, that increases the chances of that dog bonding with you. The bond that dog has with the handler is highly important. These dogs can't be switched around from handler to handler because there's a certain bond that these dogs achieve with their handlers that they'll jump through fire for you, really. And they'll do a lot for you, including trying to find that sand because of the bar.
What kind of questions were that questionnaire?
Like, what hobbies do I have? What's my family life like? Do I like to drink? Do I like to party? Or like to sit on the couch and watch TV? Am I an outdoors person? And all those kind of questions about me to try to kind of like a profile about me so that we can say, okay, I have 10 dogs here. Which dog is going to go to me?
So, are they always black labs? You don't have like a Chihuahua or a Pomeranian?
I don't know if Chihuahua would have the want to do this job. Predominantly, the dogs that come out of his organization are Labrador retrievers. He did try to work with golden retrievers, but I don't know that they work as efficiently as a black lab. Our dogs here are Satoshi's an English Labrador retriever. The difference between an American lab and an English lab are quite significant. If you can think in your head a lab, you think of a tall, kind of thinner dog with a pointy face, right? That's an American lab that are trained to hunt. You shoot around in the sky, the dog goes across the lake and gets the dog up, the bird before it brings it back, right? That's a sporting dog. These guys are English labs. They were bred in England to assist the fishermen back in the 1800s, 1700s, to pull nets out of the water for the fishermen. So they're very stocky. They have a broad chest, a big head, very strong dogs, and very low profile to the ground. They're workers. That's what they are. That's what they want to do.
You first met Satoshi. Was it like?
It was interesting. I drove up to the first day of training. I haven't met Satoshi since before that, and I drove up to the trainer, and Satoshi was in the back of his car, and he lets him out, and Satoshi jumps out and he's like, "Who the heck are you? Right? What's going on here?" So, and Todd, the trainer, hands me the leash and says, "Here you go. Here's your dog." And his name wasn't Satoshi at first. His name was Bear, but I can tell you a little bit if you want to know why or how we came up with his name.
Good. Listen, for a second here, we got to break with that group, Sergeant Pete Ishman first. This is Unsolved. Steve Gregory, KFIU 640, time now for news update.
I'm Heather Brooker, live from the KFIU 24-hour newsroom. 5 students have been expelled from Beverly Vista Middle School for creating fake nude photos of classmates.
The 8th graders were kicked out of the school for allegedly using artificial intelligence to add the faces of 16 students to photos of nude bodies and then spreading those photos across the class.
Great job.
Entregas gratis en un día de bombas de baño y
now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000 in the bonus bet. What's a no sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right, get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crowd is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. One no-sweat bet for new customers issued with $1. Face non-initial routine bet process expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, it's June. Today, black folks are still disproportionately affected by it. But there's something we can do about it. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help with the HIV and get to and stay undetected. Which means the amount of virus is so low that it can't be measured. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk it up about treatment. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This is sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
Left body kick by Jan.
No matter what the
By Jan.
count on
Here's
juicy
one
juice
of
for
those
the
big
good
up
stuff.
stuff.
Get the nutrients of real 100% fruit juice to help
Here,
you conquer the day. Juicy juice is only
right there with that
by
slice
fruit
of milk.
with no sugar.
no high fructose corn syrup, and no artificial sweeteners. Available in family size boxes. I use the juicy championship today. Juicy is still
This week's marketers Raja Menard, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Sonic and Sonic branding and Sonic initiatives across the board. The principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measure, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in words. We have been partnering with iHeart across all platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance. I think it's a gift of the message and the recall of the brand operation. I also think it has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into native content of our iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership and it continues to be this future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Heather Brooker.
Sick of looking at the world through old, ugly, outdated windows? Bill and Kathleen from American Vision Windows offers you a wildly generous opportunity to save big. For a limited time, we'll pay the tax. You can choose free expert installation. There's never been a better time to buy. Enjoy it. I can't wait to see the next customer.
I am 23 years later, very energized about what we sell. We love people.
That's why we literally give it half the company. Use those $100 to come to your house and one of them. That's a regular treatment. American Vision Windows is offering great savings. We pay the tax over free expert installation. It's our amazing savings opportunity you don't want to miss. Make the decision to buy your new windows now. Beautify your home and save on your energy bills. Call 888-226-9908 or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Yes, the vision. Yes, the vision. American Vision Windows.
Website for details on our pay. Offer expires 3/31/2024. CSLB number 77326.
Well, it's like my daughter telling me I'm doing a lot, but after being diagnosed with breast cancer or NBC, which is breast cancer, that's for different parts of the body, and maybe more, I take Ibrance. How does that happen? Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Liver or kidney problems are or led to become pregnant or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
This is Jacob and Ronnie. If you have been in an accident, call 844-24-JACOB. This is Steve Gregory. I'd like you to join me for a live taping of the KFI News special, Sex, Drugs, and Social Media. It's an important look at how social media has become a gateway for kids and deadly and dangerous activity through social media platforms. To be a part of the studio audience, just register at KFIAM640.com/enter. Space is limited. It's free to attend. Go to KFIAM640.com/enter. Be a part of the live studio audience. Go to KFIAM640.com/enter. KFI AM640, live and on demand. The iHeartRadio app. This is Unsolved with Steve Gregory. Welcome back. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's Cybercrime Bureau are at an undisclosed location in South LA County talking about the issue. From the break, Sergeant, you were telling us about Satoshi, the electronic sniffing dog, the first that you had in the Sheriff's Department here. But something I didn't realize is that his name wasn't really Satoshi to begin with. It was a bear. Why was that?
We got there, and thought about it. And if you don't know, there was an incident several years back where it was a pretty publicized incident where Jared was arrested for the subway guy. He was a child pornography case. Well, this trainer, Todd Jordan, trained up bear, the initial bear, not my dog, but the initial bear that he used to test and to figure this whole electronic detection thing out. was the house, and tested it on that and tried to find other evidence on the Jared Fogle case. And he did. The dog actually located a storage device hidden behind a socket in the wall. Yeah, and on that media was evidence that led to conviction of Jared Fogle. So in the electronic detection canine world, I guess, Bear is kind of an iconic dog. He was the first one high-profile case. So I was like, you know what? I don't want my dog to be Bear to the show me wonder in this industry, right? So I told the trainer I want to rename him. I said, what do you want to rename him? So I said, I don't know. What I want to do is give that task to my detectives and say, hey, detectives, we're getting a dog. You guys name him. Whatever you guys come up with is going to be his name. So they got together and they came up with Satoshi. And the significance with Satoshi is it's a cryptocurrency reference. The alleged pseudonym of the person who invented Bitcoin was Satoshi Nakamoto. Right? So we wanted kind of a name to have a link to cyber in a way. So we said, they came up with Satoshi. I like this different, it's a unique name. There's no other dogs other than Satoshi. So that's it.
So the dog was young enough to, when the dog was entering the bear, he decided to change its name, and it took.
Any dog will listen to whatever you call them, as long as you're packing them.
Also, Justin Gaethje versus
Do that a few times. Look it up. Oh, he's funny. Satoshi. My name's Satoshi.
So then you and Satoshi, presumably, did you drive home out there? Did you fly?
No, we flew. I flew out to Indiana by myself. Met Satoshi, and we both flew back.
How much time did you spend together out there before you came back?
The official
2 weeks.
decision
2
is brought to you by
weeks. Yeah, the first day,
experience
I showed the training, got the dog, and we did some very basic things in training for the whole day, very, introductory things. And then the trainer was like, okay, take your hotel room. So yeah, and sure enough, I took the hotel room, got us bowl waters food there, and it was time to go to bed. I lay down on the bed, and the coop pops up on the bed. I was there. Okay, cool. That's a good sight, right? And then just day after day, that was his program. And after that 2 weeks, the bond was already starting to form. I was the only one handling him. I was the only one feeding him. I was the only one giving him attention. So after a while, these dogs are very important fight, and you showed they're loyal to their person, whoever that might be. And after a while, that's your dude.
So that relationship, that bond that you created early on in the beginning, did you have a dog already back home, or is this your first dog?
I had a huge poodle. He's probably the big, large-sized poodles, right, at home. And so I brought Satoshi home and just introduced him slowly at the front door, and took maybe 5 minutes, and they're running around best friends. Satoshi has that. There's not a meat bone in his body. He wants to play with kids, wants to play with other dogs, and all that. And he really gets along with whoever.
So you've got Satoshi now back here in LA County, and was that the first dog of its kind in the region?
It was in LA County. It was the first one in LA County, yes. The FBI had one around the same time, and I knew the FBI had one. Her name was Ginger. Unfortunately, she passed away a couple years ago, but that was another dog that was being used as well, but then she passed away. And as far as the state or local agency, this was the first dog that was working for the state local agencies.
After you got back for your first call?
It was a case where deputies got a vehicle and would switch off into a foot pursuit of some sort on the bank of the freeway. And the freeway, the bank went straight up bushes and stuff, and the suspect went up there. The deputy went up after him, and the deputy lost his body-worn camera up there somewhere. So I'm like, okay, this is our first time, and you want me as a person to plan that.
Uh-oh, it's your boy. Oh, man.
Unfortunately, but that was the first actual call that we did to find what our own device had that lost.
Was it ever found?
I'm not sure.
How soon after that? And then, when was the first call?
Yo, LKRBR. How are you, baby? What's new? I'm talking to you. How are you? Do you know how to speak? Did you ever learn how to speak? How are you, Al? What's new, baby? Hey, how are you? We're watching UFC 299. Hello. Do you know what Twitter is? ALV, how are you? Do you like MMA? We're watching UFC 299, dog.
Next to the bed of the suspect's bed there. And if you can imagine, it had a magazine rack where magazines just stand upright and there's like 10 or 15 of them in there next to each other. Well, in there was a very thin laptop computer in the middle of these magazines. It looked like a magazine. And Satoshi would rather hit on it. And so I was like, okay, I investigated further. Sure enough, there's a laptop sitting in there. The FBI retrieved that laptop, and it turns out that laptop was the suspect's laptop, and it had evidence on it that was important to the case.
With Sergeant Pete Hitch from the LA County Sheriff's Department's Fraud and Cybercrime Bureau. But first, this is Unsolved with Steve Gregory of KFI AM 640. Time now for News and
I'm Heather Brooker, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The delegation of LA officials in Paris are in Paris, France, to see how the city is preparing for their 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. President Biden has signed a package of bills into law to keep the government funded and avert a shutdown. Eli Lilly's new TV ad released before the Oscars is criticizing celebrities who use diabetes and weight loss drugs for cosmetic reasons. Southland weather from KFI: clear skies tonight with lows reaching around 50 in Metro LA and DC. Highs will be in the 60s on Sunday. Weather is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. We're going to check the 405 when we come back.
It's all right. As we move along, the time is now to get on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. What's a no sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet closes. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older and only. One no sweat bet per new customer issued as one bonus bet based on amount of initial losing bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.DraftKings.com/promos. Gamble and problem. Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Tanya here, and there are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV, but maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV. There are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetectable, which means the amount of the virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on Juicy Juice for the good stuff. Get yeast and nutrients from 100% fruit juice to help you conquer the day. Juicy Juice is always high fruit, no sugar added, no high fructose corn syrup, and no artificial sweeteners. Available with family-size bottles or spot sizes. Find Juicy Juice at your local grocery retailer. And info at juicyjuice.com.
Want the lowest tire price period? It's sale up to $80 with rebates on a set of 4 Michelin tires. Plus, only Bell Tire includes the entire life package, exclusive and extensive deals to help you get more miles out of every tire you buy. Get up to $80 off with rebates on 4 Michelin with the entire life. Visit our website to see how it all works for you. Buy online and you will save time. Get up to $80 off. Get the lowest tire price period. And get entire life. Only at Bell Tire. See store belltire.com for details. Restrictions apply.
This is a radio ad for Vixen. Combat prescription medicine for people 6 months and up with moderate to severe eczema and is not well controlled with topical prescription medications. But since this is radio, you can't see the effects of eczema. You can't see how it helps you stay ahead of your eczema, or how it helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that could be causing eczema. You can't see how it helps you when you're skin from bleeding, but you can see how your Vixen can help you have clearer skin, less itch. Individual results may vary from serious allergic reactions to occur. It can help right away if that means trouble breathing or swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, throat. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. See for yourself. Ask your eczema specialist about your eczema. Visit Vixen.com or call 1-888. This one's Marcus Rowland, David Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery. He's the operational audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it doesn't focus on one market. That's the beauty of Iris Network.
As the number one audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeartRadio app is number one for music, radio, and podcasts. Discover and podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Yeah, it's really good. And when he fought Kevin Holland, he said, while he got the victory, he was a little disappointed because he was much too conservative for his own liking. He said, part of that was based on how Kevin fought him and thought he was going to see. He said he's been there for 2 years. He thought to himself when he got in 6 to 8 wins off the inside of the position. He finds himself in that position right now. He said he knows how good to earn. He likes his strikes. But he anticipates he's going to kind of grapple with tonight because he knows how good of a strike that Jack Della is. And it's just the safest path to
What up, Trademark? How you living, Pimp? Trademark, we're happy you're here. What's new? Talk to me. Let's hear you. Trademark, speak. What up, Trademark? How you living, Pimp? We're watching UFC 299.
For the first time, you've never before heard recordings from the investigation. You can hear how it happened as we were
very excited about this fight. I think they match up stylistically fantastic.
Recording in the audio. Catch and Kill podcast. Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts all in one.
Do you still allow yourself to fall in love? Or do you do intentional dating? And intentional love. Do you love the right thing to love because it's the right thing for you? Let's talk about why fucking love is not
I'm Steve Kramer. This is Unsolved. Welcome back to Los Angeles County's Homicide Crime Bureau in South Los Angeles County. On this close location, we've been speaking with Sergeant Ish, who's been telling us about one of the best tools that the Rothschild Crime Bureau has. Satoshi Black Lab, who was trained in Indiana, who's been partnered with Sergeant Ish now for about at least 3 years. And we were
outside shots now. You can find anyone at any time. Doesn't care if it's short notice. Doesn't care who it is. He's always down to fight. He's a threat to any man, including the champ. Absolutely. And so, you're the spot where you can fight anyone. I love that. Because when I asked you first, I said, man, very rarely do people take the sacrifice of someone breaks so much more than you are. He goes, I will never be the guy that sits on my race and goes, David, if I had fought me, you can be an opportunity to stop by and Aaron Woodley didn't beat you. He said, so I will pay it forward. He said, Jack Delamadalena is a guy that deserves to be one of the best in the world. I am more than happy to give that opportunity. He said,
Yeah, because that's
fight partner.
not what you
He's going to
do.
fight when he's the best.
help gather the evidence. You don't ever see it all the way through. You're just there to
That gets
gather
lost on people
evidence,
because
right?
he's so good.
Correct.
With the
Majority
head.
of our
Yeah, we
call-outs
forget.
are
We
just
forget
that
that this
the
man, when it
database
comes
of
to
finding
crap,
evidence we
he
do.
smothers
Play hard
people
dog,
and his
gun
submissions
marking as
are
well,
raised
but
or
hard
sharp.
detectives have a case.
And you know, you got to think about where he's coming from as well. He has a beautiful video where he knocks it out, and then a quick turnaround, gets his shoulder injury and loses to belong to hospital. He wants to get that momentum back, full camp with it, fully healthy. Gilbert Burns is ready to go, and absolutely perfect matchup.
Big list of agencies that use us.
Sergeant, see if I can ask this the right way. Has there ever been any kind of a challenge to having a canine looking for evidence? Does the canine have to be certified in any way? And when it comes to the court,
As far as the courts are concerned, there hasn't been a challenge in court yet. However, the thing that narcotics Act has to be certified in a specific special way because they can generate probable cause to search. So if you put a dog around a car and that dog hits a drug dog hits that, if that dog's certified properly, that dog gives that officer or deputy the probable cause to search that car, right? Well, in this case, it's not illegal to pull a flash drive or a cell phone or a laptop. It's not illegal in and of itself. So basically what the dog is to us, because imagine, is basically like us using a flashlight inside a house trying to find something. It just basically tells us, here's a place of interest, this is where you want to look, and we'll go and look and find the device. So,
but you're only going in with the
correct, all the keys to the castle apply as far as search and seizure is concerned. We just don't go in and search someone's house and search.
You talk about 8% of your call-outs are other agencies, and do they reimburse your agency? Do they pay?
No, we don't charge other agencies for our services. We're a state funded task force, like I said, and part of our charter is to assist everybody. We're not just all about ourselves. We want to make sure that crime's crime, and it doesn't matter if this police department, police federal agency catches the guy. As long as we can do justice somehow or another, we will help. And that's satisfying.
What was the cost? Did you say how often to acquire Satoshi? So what was the total cost for it?
The nonprofit with the dog and the initial training was about $11,000 for the dog and my training and everything initially.
That doesn't seem like a lot for what you're getting in return, huh?
No, I thought that was, I mean, we didn't pay it, they did, but still, it seemed like a very good reasonable price to get that dog. He was a year and a half when I got him, so he was still work for 6, 7, 8 years, so that's a lot of work we're going to get out of Satoshi before he retires.
How does it work? Does Satoshi have to be, how can I say this, recalibrated? Does he have to do more training? Or, and then as technology changes and maybe the coding changes, will he have to be retrained?
Sure, yeah.
It's always nice to see a guy earn respect to the crowd just through hard work and being available, being present. Gilbert's just a really good guy, and it comes off every time you talk to him. You see how awesome a person Gilbert is.
Basically, it's for the trainer to take a look at us because it's just me and the dog. I might not be seeing things that I'm messing up on, or I can make it do better. So it's basically an opportunity to go back to the trainer and get tightened up on certain things, a refresher, and maybe some new skills that the trainer has developed that he wasn't teaching us. Last night, we he taught Satoshi how to fly himself under water 18 inches of moving water in the stream. Really? Yeah, I didn't believe it, but he did it. And the scent comes up through water. It doesn't come, well, it does, but I guess dogs smell in a different way. He was tasting the water. So I would start him downstream.
Bimba, how you living, pimp? Bimba, we're live in the We are live in the 24/7 Harry Potter Bomb Sonic and Email Twitter. Yo, dog. If you have an iOS device, you can watch UFC 299 live. And I like you so much, and I'm such an amazing person that. Yo, what up, baby? How are you, Bimbo?
Very busy. I started to get a lot of call-outs.
I gotcha. Apologies on that. Maybe one day soon, hopefully. Well, you can watch it live in here. We're glad you're here, Bimba. I love having you here. Bimba, you're one of my favorite people in the world. Like, if I had to rank all the people in the world, you'd be up there. And I also want you to know, because it's very important for you to be aware, that I like the emojis that you have. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Eden, baby. I do, baby. Yeah, I'm in Airbnb, baby.
But you keep very, very busy, and you have a lot of unsolved ones.
We do. That's one of the things with cybercrime. If the cyber criminal is good enough and does his job the right way, it's extremely difficult for us to catch him. So a lot of our cases go.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk more.
Bimbo,
First, this is
you are sexy.
time now for news update.
And that's why you can listen to out of way that he can't notice. He was able to just sit there and in return with right domination. We're all coming to hotel ground.
Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LAPD responded in force to a phone and reported a woman with a gun in a van near an anti-Scientology demonstration on Sunset Boulevard. Police officers checked the area and found no one with a gun. They said the call was generated by a voice, but detectives are investigating. Police are calling it a swatting call or hoax to generate a police response.
Smiling, hugging. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to do a job.
For the smaller trace, tops.
Eli Lilly's new TV ad released before the Oscars is criticizing celebrities who use diabetes and weight loss drugs for cosmetic reasons.
These are not medications that are out there for vanity use. These are really good for this disease.
James Zerrios with the Obesity Action Coalition says it's time to get serious about what these medications are actually for. The commercial shows people getting dressed up in sequins while crews roll out a red carpet. Doctors say the misuse of Zepbound and Ozempic has created a shortage and a spike in prices for people who need the drug most. The Oscars are, of course, tomorrow. 2 United Airlines flights have had to make emergency landings. One jet hidden off the taxiway while landing in Houston yesterday. Another United flight in Los Angeles, originally flying from San Francisco to Mexico City, was forced to make
Jersey Rex turns 40 sons in charitable donations. On March 27th, the Jersey Rex annual day of giving, where 100% of sales from every son are given back to the community. And it came off full and giving. Peter gave me a Judas Priest, they March 27th, the Jersey Rex gave gift be a summer with all eyes on the NBA. The time is now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook and official sports betting partner of the NBA.
New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. One no-sweat bet per new customer. Issued as one bonus bet based on amount of initial losing bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
President Biden signed the bills into law this morning.
Programs funded for moms and kids who have the environment
But
for
it does
housing.
keep them secure.
Because both sides are created today, we've taken a major step towards our goal of fully funding the government.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says Congress will return to Washington next week to work on passing another 6 government funding bills that expire on March 22nd. Caltrans has closed a busy freeway interchange in Orange County for 57 hours.
And the infamous L205, the northbound I-5 connector to the northbound 405, is closed all weekend until 5 a.m. Monday morning. Caltrans has an indie detour set up for you. The Clippers host the Bulls downtown at the Crypts, and then later, Kings host the Dallas Stars for some hockey there. Over in Inglewood tonight, Madonna continues her celebration tour at the Kia. If you're a weekend, watch out for traffic trouble spots. Will Schreiber, KFI this guy.
Right now, we've got a crash on the 405 in Culver City.
Look out at Griffith Park, 5 southbound, between Los Feliz Boulevard and Mission Road. Brownsville area to 10 eastbound, Sunday Alfred up in Pepper. It's blocking the right shoulder. KFI in the sky. Let's get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Weiss.
Dental implants. That's what you need when your teeth sadly fail you, when they fall out, hurt, when your teeth embarrass you, hinder your ability to eat, talk, socialize, kiss, keep a promotion, or make you feel sick. Thousands of people like you are choosing dental implants from DentalImplantsGPS.com. Dental Implants GPS full mouth dental implants, trusted by over 350 local dentists who refer their patients to the elite specialist team at DentalImplantsGPS.com. Call 800-849-6700 when researching the right provider. Doctor's expertise is critical. Price, time, and treatment location are secondary to trusting the right team to provide a high-performance smile, getting you off the expensive hamster wheel of dental fixes. GPS offers the highest level of specialists, several locations, and competitive pricing. Right now, radio listeners take advantage of special pricing from DentalImplantsGPS.com. Call 800-849-6700. That's 800-849-6700.
Southland weather from KFI. Clear skies tonight. Lows reaching around 50 in Metro LA and OC. As we be in the upper 60s on Sunday. Tonight, mostly clear with lows in the upper 40s at the beaches and lows will be in the low 40s in Riverside and Gary. Lows will be down towards the low 30s in the Antelope Valley. Right now it's 60 in Beverly Hills, 62 in San Dimas, 60 in Dayton Point, and 64 in Chino. We lead local. Live from KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Heather Brooker.
Listen on the free radio apps for your music, sports, talk, and good news. Free never sounded so good. KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640. Live and on demand. This is Unsolved with Steve Gregory.
Try to set up a triangle. Oh, great stuff.
Welcome back. Inside Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's Foreign Cyber Crime Bureau. Undisclosed location south of the Sergeant Kulish, and they've been learning about Satoshi, one of the secret weapons inside the Fraud and Cyber Crime Bureau. And before the break, Sergeant was talking about in the very beginning, he would get called out to maybe three calls a month. But we were talking during the break, and you said that now, because everyone wants in on the action, you had as many as 12 calls a month.
Jack
That's
Della.
correct. Yeah, initially
Then
it
a
was
left hand
about
to the
3 to
body.
4, but
Nasty
as the
elbow
works
right here
went
lands
down
by
the
Gilbert
80s and
Burns.
got out there about the
Then Jack
effectiveness
Della
of
went
these
right back
dogs.
to work.
Yeah, currently we're
Landed a lot of
running
shots with
between
Burns.
9 and 12.
Beautiful job to set the target there.
And so,
Give her the big overhand right.
is that
He did
too much
hit
for
the
one
guard
person and one dog?
of Jack Della, but you can
It
see
was
the
getting to be,
impact at what
yes,
Gilbert
it
Burns
was
is going with.
it was getting to be, it was getting to a point where I was away doing that more than I was here as a investigator.
I mean, that's an awful lot of work for just one person and one dog, right?
Yeah, it began to become quite burdensome on our deployments. I was away doing deployments while I was here. So at that point is when we went back to the drawing board and added another dog to the team.
So when
The
would this
historic UFC
This would have
300.
been about a year and a half ago, is when the second dog came on board.
So in 2022?
2022, yes.
Okay. So how did you decide you needed another dog?
It just became a necessity based on the workload that we had. We needed to be able to have 2 dogs to
One moment, friend. You're just refreshing the page.
we were
You have to
generating.
do so once every
And
hour
with
or
that,
so.
as I became more versed in how to work these dogs and how to deploy them,
What
it
up,
became
hello?
evident that
How you
with these
doing, baby?
particular dogs and the way they work, it was there was 2 reasons. One is having 2 handlers in the room when one dog is working.
What up, baby? Don't worry. We're loading it. It's coming. Keep your pants on.
That this dog is doing when I'm paying attention to other things. So it gives us
We got it.
a better opportunity to pick up very, very slight behaviors that the dog might do when it thinks it might have smelled something, but not sure. Like I said, it's a very faint smell. So sometimes the dog will come across it and maybe just move his head or eyes to
All right, here we go. Let's get that sound going, baby.
discount it and keep on going. Oh, that's
Give me that sound.
The dog picked something up, but it was so faint that they weren't sure, and it kept moving. Well, the second handler will pick that up, and then we'll readdress that particular area.
So if I understand this now, whereas you were one team with one dog, one handler, now the call has 2 dogs, 2 handlers?
Correct. And another reason why we did that, yes, we would roll 2 dogs to a location, especially a bigger house. If the house is 2,500 square feet, 3,000, 4,000 square feet, these dogs, like I said, that odor is very faint. So these dogs are exchanging a lot of air and working really hard to pick up these scents. They're really trying. And what that does, it makes them tired really quick. So we can actually run a dog through a couple rooms, then go put him away back in the tunnel, let him relax, cool down, and bring the second dog out and continue the mission, and then swap them back and forth. And it's more efficient than doing it that way.
Burns walking right in front of his corner man, Henry Hook, Daniel Evangelista, Vicente
Lose
Luque.
interest in doing the job. They're breathing really hard when they're not trying to detect something. Maybe they don't want to jump up onto an object that we want them to jump onto to smell. Different things like that we can tell. And just by knowing the dog, I know this dog. I know how he looks when he's motivated, when he's ready to go, and I know what his mannerisms are when he's
You know, there's a connection to Satoshi and his show. In fact, the very first episode of Steve Gregory, episode 101, was Anthony Velasquez and his father, Manuel, the father and son that were charged with the murder of 3 people. And I remember being on scene in East LA on a very early morning, and there you were with Satoshi. You remember that call?
I do, yes, I do. That was when our homicide bureau called us out the system on the services and search warrants that they had related to a murder that investigated. And we were out there and they had us look through the house, I believe, and
You remember, if I don't want to jeopardize the investigation because I believe it's still being adjudicated. I don't know if it's research, but do you remember if that was a successful day for you guys?
I remember that dog and a lot of things. We found some things, whether or not they were collected as evidence or if they were any evidence or value on it. I don't know. That's one of the things about our job is we go find the stuff from investigators. But a lot of times we don't hear back as to what the also background was. Sometimes we will naturally go to our takedown from Long Beach PD. That told us that 2 years ago, case where we were trying to get and the suspect, so she found some stuff, the suspect ended up getting 24 years in prison behind that. So she fed us back the information as to what happened, what the outcome was, but a lot of most of the time we don't hear back.
So, one of the common things that you've described, even going right up to, I guess, Dog Zero or Canine Zero Bear, has to do with child pornography. That seems to be one of your bigger calls.
It is, yes. A lot of our calls, I would say majority of our call-outs have to do with child exploitation, child abuse, like child sexual exploitation, things like that. The organization OUR who donated dogs to us, they're an anti-human trafficking organization, so their main charge for these dogs is for that. And if you think about it, somebody who is going on right now is Northwestern Australia as they attend the Royal Gilbert Lawrence Chapter. They'll hide them. Micro SD cards and things like that, and tape them up under a table and put them somewhere where a human being going into a house, a 2,000 square foot house, for one micro SD card, it's not going to happen. You're just not going to find it if it's really secret in a place to where that suspect doesn't want you to find it. But the dogs come in and they find it. So it's child pornography and child exploitation is a big part of our mission.
When we come back, I want to talk about some more cases that Satoshi and your new dog, what's your dog's name?
Our new dog is Cypher. Yes, and Sergio Reyes is the handler for Cypher.
Male or female?
She's a female. She's about a year old.
She got a boy and girl.
Got a boy and a girl, and they're best friends.
Okay, very good. So I want to come back. I want to talk about some cases that your canine team has helped solve. But first, this is Unsolved with Steve Gregory on KFI 864. Time now for news.
Another Brooker live from KFI's 24-hour newsroom. A large oil sheen off the coast of Huntington Beach has produced some tar balls on the beach and left at least 5 birds in the care of wildlife officials. The U.S. Coast Guard says the oil sheen is about 2.5 miles wide. 2 people were killed in a crash involving several cars in the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw area. The LA Fire Department said the crash happened this afternoon at the intersection of West Hollisfield Street and La Brea Avenue. 5 firefighters were hospitalized after an illegal cannabis operation caught fire in downtown LA. Officials say they all experienced a burning sensation on their faces. The fire was eventually put out by 150 firefighters. We're going to check on the 5 when we come back.
Every March, Jersey Mike's teams Monday through Sunday into charitable donations.
And March 27th is Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, where 100% of sales of every sub are given back to the community.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
We've got some cement though.
Now I know why you gave me the apron. Join us Wednesday, March 27th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. He is
Linda, I'm so glad you're here. Linda, please don't know when this was. I'm glad you're here. It's you and
Keep your sharing moments special and protect your pets. Shop their Starfleet protection now online and in store.
Atlanta. These fighter stats are brought to you by Roadhouse. Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor face off in the new movie Roadhouse, streaming soon on Prime Video. And Atlanta is now trying to give a battle Gary for a long active winning streak in the UFC's welterweight division, which is absolutely loaded. They all chase down the champion, Leon Rocky Edwards. So many stars are out tonight. Aiden Robinson's with us here for UFC 299. Mark Ingram, David Choku, the NFL well represented here tonight. Welterweight contender Bilal, remember the day Muhammad waiting on his championship opportunity. With the most important everybody with us here tonight. As is the future UFC Hall of Famer, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Texas greatest welterweight of all time, George.
So, boost your brain performance, memory, and attention with Neuromat.
Boxing heavyweight featured now welterweight Kevin Owens, UFC 2 has already in there and come back to the UFC Twitter that dates from 2018. Unlimited fan first. Apollo makes his 21st UFC appearance. And he welcomes the challenge of the human highlight reel. Michael Benapage, just about as watchable as Dave Cutter and Nick martial arts today. And after your ride to the UFC doorstep, he is out to prove his style and his game.
This program is sponsored by All eyes on the NBA. The time is now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in the bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. One no-sweat bet per new customer. Issued as one bonus bet based on amount of initial losing bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, it's June. Today, black folks not community are still
Booking.com.
Booking.com. But there is something we can do about it. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that take it as prescribed can help you get healthy from HIV and get to and stay undetected. Which means the amount of virus is so low it can't be transmitted. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk it up about treatment. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This is sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on Juicy Juice for the good stuff. Juicy nutrients are real 100% fruit juice to help them conquer the day. Juicy Juice is always high fruit with no sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, and no artificial sweeteners. Available in family-sized bottles and juice boxes. Find Juicy Juice at your favorite local grocery retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com. This sun season, evolve your sun care with new Banana Boat 360 cover with advanced control mist. It's a new way to spray. An all-new bottle means an all-new mist experience. It smells great and is incredibly light on your skin. Better control the coverage you can count on. Have the trigger lightly to cover targeted areas or hold for a long, continuous spray, ensuring long-lasting Banana Boat protection. Plus, sweat-resistant sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 Mist at Walmart, Target, or Amazon.
51 titles are set to be showcased at UFC 300 Banana versus Hill. And in terms of the bonus cards, of course, there are Chase and Charles Dupont Oliveira, but 5 of the top 10, including Jessica Andrade, are set to be featured at UFC 300. The record holders, of course, Chip Miller, everybody, Jason M. He is the only fighter to have competed at UFC 100. 200, and you will face the Steve Bobby Green at UFC 300 next month in Las Vegas. And of course, here's your favorite Hussein card. 3 belts on the line, Alex Pineda and Jamal Hill for the UFC light heavyweight title. John Whitley and Al Shanghai to decide the UFC Strawweight Championship. BMF belt is on the line. Challenger King defending against Holloway. Well, Whitley back against Cody Brundage. And of course, the future Hall of Famer Charles Oliveira against Armand Salazar. On our main event, Alex Pineda defending his light heavyweight title against the former champ, Jamal Whitley.
And that is the fight in the light heavyweight division. Alex Pineda, who was one of the greatest fighters to ever compete in MMA. An absolute warrior against Jamal Hill, a real sniper. A man who boxed that local Terra, a guy who never lost the title. He had to win the title due to injury. Now he gets a chance to regain that
Chairman and CEO as he analyzes the math and magic of marketing, sitting down with today's most gifted disruptors.
against one of the scariest guys in the division. In Alex Pineda, who's the division world champion, an absolute sensational main event.
Executives to answer your most
Before we get to that, we get this. This has to be one of the hardest fights we've ever had put together. Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway for the BMF Championship. And Max Holloway, you got a guy that's landed more pushes than anyone in UFC history. Justin Gaethje has like 13 performance bonuses, but he's only fought like 8 times.
Or even part of a story of someone that might have been involved, but an unsolved case or a crazy case or something that needs some attention, you can reach out to us. Pound 250 is a proprietary phone system set up for us. And all our advertisers here can buy Pound 250 on your cell phone. You say the keyword unsolved, and then just give us a brief synopsis of what you're talking about. Someone from my team will get back to you. Also, unsolved. And iHeartMedia.com is our email. It's unsolved. And
She's a relentless competitor, and she fights against John Wayne, who is just an absolute sensation. Physically imposing destroyer who has dominated the switch class.
Yes, I know. I have the COVID demeanor. You know, when it's your job, basically, to push people beyond their comfort zones. It's good to make them feel as safe as possible. Like an open heart surgeon or your home. You'll do fine. No worries. We got with danger.
Sterling, by the way, moving up to 45 to face Calvin Cater, and our featured crew, Jerry Prohaska, taking on Alexander Rockich. And that is great news, by the way. Honeyboy Connor and Jalen Chandler having added to the UFC 300. You can watch all of that on ESPN. All right, the moment of the last roll at long last, Michael Cage is set to make his UFC
I'm Steve
I
Gregory.
have been a
This
fan
is
of this guy
unsolved.
for so long because he represents the skill set that I always felt was going to be a real problem for people when
Northwest
it comes
County
to
Sheriff's
Canada.
Department's
He's an
Fraud and
elite
Cybercrime
fighter.
Bureau.
He's a
We're
guy
inside of
that
a
can
building in an undisclosed location
like
in
no
South
other.
County. It's
He's
all
so
part of Southern
incredibly
California's
creative
state-funded
and
high-tech task
unpredictable. He
force.
has
Joining Sales Sergeant Sergio Reyes, he's the handler for Cypher, the latest addition to the K9 program here at the Fraud Cybercrime Bureau. And the Sergeant Sergeant used to say before the break, Cypher is a female, and now they have appointed a girl with the K9 unit.
Well, they sound hyperbolic, but anticipation for UFC debuts
Sergeant,
is not
let's
yet
talk
much
a little
bigger
bit
than this. The
about
United Kingdom,
Cypher's
Michael
addition
Venom
to the
Page,
K9
ready to
unit.
make the
Did
UFC walk
Cypher
for the
fight you, or
first
did you
time.
fight Cypher?
And of course, he will engage with the man and Kevin Trailblazer Holland, who won't be
Really?
intimidated by
Watch
flash
them, partner.
nor style.
I met my dog for the first time when I went to India. And my flight was delayed, so the handler dog already dropped off the other dogs, the other handlers. So I had to go to his
What
house.
is John for the Trailblazer?
I got there a little late, so when I got there, he said, "Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Cypher." And he brought her from his garage. She was on a leash, and as soon as she saw me, she started crying. And he started talking to me. Make sure you had a little bit of seat. Make sure there was seat. And she realized that everything's going to be good at this dog. She's not worried. She just kept barking and barking and
I'm
barking.
from the UK.
And I'm looking at her like,
Started
oh
in
man,
the
this
age
is
of
going to be
3 in
interesting.
kickboxing.
Todd
I'm
looked
watching
at Cypher and
the
I
kickboxing
was like,
world.
look, I've never seen this before. How are the dogs? And I said, no,
One of the new challenges.
this is going to be my dog. I
That's
like
what
her.
kind of brought me
So,
to mixed martial
Learn
arts.
the kennel.
I'm looking forward to showcasing my skills at the UFC.
So yeah, Cypher, I might be fixing the first time. And now he's doing much better. Yes, that dog. I said anything to do. Bring a segment. We'll go through Fight My Dog. I pulled her out of a tree.
Against Kevin
We
Holland.
were at dog park. I messed around to get up the tree. She got up the tree and I literally had to bring her down. Wow. Sergeant Helen, you've been a sacrifice. 2.5 years. 2.5 years now, working over. That came from the majority of my career in Davis. And so,
I see myself
what attracted you to cybercrime? Look, Brody.
I see a left kick, I see a right, I see a left kick, I see a right kick. All to the right. I show you guys
had
all the bad
learned about
tricks.
it. And cyber is something that I knew was an upcoming crime.
I'm a
And a
sniper.
lot of the gangsters
I'm a hard
nowadays,
to
they've
defend
actually
against.
diving pretty deep into
I
cyber
behind you,
because
whatever you want. I just
it's a
need
lot
one
easier
moment
to get a lot of money in just one hit. So,
for the
Did you know when you were promoting and coming into this unit that you were going to be a K9 handler? Or was that something you didn't find out until you got here?
I had no idea. And once I got here, that's what happened. Now it sounds like you're having a good time with it. Well, I'm having a blast. Yeah. Tell us about your first big case with Cypher. Well, my first big case is the one that actually my partner spoke of earlier. However, I want to talk about one where it was a little more specific. Just my own picture. My partner was busy with the team. It's a detective team, and I deployed on the field probation case. Field probation. People that are on
federal probation for CSAM, section of CSAM, they are allowed to have electronics until they're disclosed. And talk again, reminder what CSAM stands for. It stands for Child Sexual Abuse Material. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Which is short for child porn, yeah, like that. So, they are allowed to either have one device that is monitored, and what this particular case, he was a podcaster, so he was allowed to have multiple devices, as long as it disclosed it. We went to the room, which room we lived in an apartment, in the hall, and it was just small, 600, 500 square foot apartment, very small, studio apartment, but it was real electronics. Not only was he a podcaster, we had the electronics to do the podcasting. We also had the collector, so we had all the Nintendos, all the PlayStations. We had it was just electronics. I looked at the room, looked at the casings, and I said, I was going to search for my dog's going to do as many things as he could here. And the reason why is because when she gets in here, she's going to inundate so much scent that she's just going to probably sit in the middle of the room and come, here it is, right there. It was just, it smelled everywhere. So I looked at the room, and my dog has to be in the world of the kid, the dog has to be in the kid. If not, so I sanitized the bathroom, went and I snatched it in the house, and I went in a better than 4 or 5 hours. So she arranged to find the garage, she wore goods, and then as soon as I went to the bathroom, she ran towards the closet and took a hard dive into the corner. And I kind of got a little shocked because I said, hey, I checked here. One of the agents said, yeah, we checked there, and there was a box full of something boxes. So I figured the room was full of electronics. So I took my dog out and I put it in the fridge. So I went and I looked, and when I found in those boxes, there was a tuner, like for guitar. My dog had like a patch for guitar. So I started to pat down the shirts, and I found when we come back, Sergeant Reyes is going to tell us exactly what they found because of his dog type. But first, this is Unsolved with Steve Gregory on KFI News 6 Time for News.
I'm Heather Brooker, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. President Biden has signed a package of bills into law to keep the government funded and avert a shutdown. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the bills include funding necessary not only to keep the government funded, but they provide much needed money for programs and resources the country depends on.
After months of hard work, with all eyes on the NBA, the time is now to get on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook and the official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's just like getting on the board. Use your first shot and get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount that your original bet. Your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 when your first bet closes. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana. One no-sweat bet for new customer. Issued with one bonus bet. Fixed amount of initial first bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Restrictions apply. Terms and sportsbook at DraftKings.com/promos.
Tanya here, and there are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV, but maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV. There are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetectable, which means the amount of the virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on juicy juice for the juicy
We have seen Kevin Holland in so many different situations. This time he wants on the back to 5 times in a calendar year. He is
This subseason, evolve yourself here with new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Advanced control mist. It's a new way to spray. An all-new bottle means an all-new mist experience. Instant spray is incredibly light on your skin. Control and coverage. And now have the turn lightly to cover targeted areas. Or all for long, continuous spray. Featuring long-lasting Banana Boat protection plus. Intricate flame-resistant sport formula to kids SPF 50 plus. Shop Banana Boat 360 minutes at Walmart, Target, or Amazon. Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating liquid zest in the time. Liquid zest is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a monster, it's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's perfect health food, including complete bowel movements, and helps relieve overall mental symptoms. Rabbi is comforting food. His symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
I believe that he's learned from those wonderful advice. Where he chose to only
Imagine what could relieve from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to
stand-up waters. But remember,
Learn more at Lexus.com or call 1-800-LINCESS.
With that backdrop, we have arrived at our featured pay-per-view tailgate. It's brought to you by BG, official blockchain,
Tuesdays, 4 to 7 on KFI.
Next month, one similarity size-wise, but a Jewish reach advantage. With Kevin and Cheryl Wade after the introduction. Inside where we
like our radio app.
ladies and gentlemen, this fight is free out.
We've been talking to Sergeant Sergio Reyes at the LA County Sheriff's Department's Fraud and Cybercrime Bureau. And before the break, we kind of left the cliffhanger. To set the scene again, you and your dog Cypher, which is the latest addition to the canine program here at Cybercrimes, you were in a small apartment in Hollywood, a podcaster who was sort of on, it was probation, on probation. And you say that Cypher literally dived at a closet in the corner and you found a guitar tuner. And you thought that was a very, very unusual thing for your dog to pick up on. But I guess there was something else going on, right?
Yes. So, because I know my dog's behavior and I train with her constantly, I knew that particular dive was a little strange for her to just have done for a guitar tuner. So I wanted to explore a little further. I pulled out the guitar tuner and started looking at it, and I was pretty convinced that wasn't why she went back there to try to find that stuff. So I started to pat down the clothes. And when I patted down the clothes, there was this jacket, and I patted down the jacket, and I felt what appeared to be a phone. So I called the case agent, and I said, hey, did you guys check over here? Come take a look at this jacket. So the case agent came up, and opened up the jacket, and retrieved a phone. The phone was one of those phones. It was a Samsung style phone, but they had put tape on the front camera and on the back camera. In itself, a little weird. The guy had multiple phones of his own, but this one was secured in a jacket. It turns out down the line, about 2-3 weeks later, they were able to crack that phone and found several videos containing CSAM and several, if not thousands, of full images. So now this guy's looking at approximately 35 additional years for possession of that on that particular phone.
And wasn't that a red flag when you said he had multiple phones of his own? Well, that's kind of a red flag, isn't it?
It is, but he was disclosing those. So those phones were monitored, and he disclosed those phones. That phone was not disclosed and was in his possession.
And was there ever an idea of why he had the cameras covered?
I didn't interview him, but I can assume.
What'd you assume?
Well, he was paranoid. He thought they were watching him.
Okay. Interesting. So that was a success story for you. But it's kind of funny though, because Cypher kind of went one way, and then you just took it and kind of went it, to its completion. Correct. Yeah. So, which is better, the female dog or the male dog? Well, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. My dog will destroy a room because she has a semi-aggressive odor, and she will have. You could put a device in the middle of her room and a table with multiple stuff around it, and she will clear the table out, take that stuff up for her. Satoshi will come around and very interested, very technical, Cypher's better out in the open, and Satoshi's better out in like small confined spaces. Satoshi doesn't like to climb high stuff. Cypher doesn't care. She'll go wherever I tell her to go. So they have the strengths and weaknesses, and that's why my partner and I are such a great team. And we sometimes we'll sweep her twice just to make sure that mom didn't miss it. Because we want to take everything out of it. Are you ever told what the dog was up to or a previous owner before you get it? Yes, as a matter of fact, both of our dogs are second career dogs. My dog was trained to be consistent, but she felt a little weird because she's extremely protective of the handler. I can sit here talking to you, she was laying here, and someone came up behind, she would probably try to bite them, which is when I was introduced when you first met her. Yes, and so I know exactly what it is, to be on that end. Cypher. Satoshi was trained to be a CNI dog, but he has this affinity for cats, so you can imagine what happens if someone on the road there goes a cat. It can be very bad and crazy. Yeah. So about how many cases do you think you've had since you've been on board? Since I just said since May, I could have said since May because I just happened to look at this and there's been 38 cases that have happened since May. 38 cases. And how many of those are LA County Sheriff's cases as opposed to outside agencies? There is two. Sure. Wow. Really? Yes. I would think you guys would be a lot busier with the county. We would like to be, but unfortunately, we are not. I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact this is all new, and we have a hard time adapting to new things that work. We would like for the department to use some work. However, we can't force them to, so we got our services available to whoever wants us. Oh, I see. I guess you're only subject to being called out by either homicide or major crimes or somebody, right? Correct. Yeah, correct. And then, are you subject to being called out at all hours of the night? Yes, we make ourselves available to whenever they need us to. Generally, they give us the courtesy to, hey, we're planning this, we're planning that, we're available for that particular case, we're going to do a search warrant information. However, if it happens to be an emergency, which has happened a couple times, we will not happen. Sergeant, when the dog is sniffing for electronics, and it's all based on that faint scent that's emitted from the hard drive of the device, or the hard drive, does that scent ever dissipate over time, or does it always stay the same? There is residual. There will be. It will gradually dissipate, yes, and that's where having two handlers will help, because when we're talking about earlier, sort of mediation, where the dog would look one way or maybe turn its head, we call it a fish hook. It catches the attention of the dog, but the dog's going to go for where there is the stronger odor. So if there's an odor further down, that secondary odor is what we call it. It's what I will do if I'm a Satoshi surgeon and I'm there with my partner. I will focus on that to try to see what's on the big guy's attention. So yes, in short, the same. But then if the memory is activated again, does that re-energize the scent? Well, it's not. The scent's just the same. It doesn't have to be heated. It doesn't have to be working. It doesn't have to be connected. It's just the chips are coated with that particular chemical. So, just like anything, if it sits in an area for too long, it's going to impregnate that scent in that area. Eventually, it will dissipate. But the dog's just doing it. So, if you set your phone in the bed, my dog will hit there because that's where the phone was.
him getting to hit the back.
Sergeant, I really appreciate your insight. Thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to wrap up with Sergeant Pete Hinch. But first, this is Unsolved with Steve Gregory on KFI AM 640. Time now for news.
I'm Heather Brooker, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Los Angeles officials are saying millions of dollars in congressional funding is headed towards local community projects after President Biden signed the latest transportation and housing bill. And a stretch of Hollywood Boulevard is closed to the public as preparations continue for tomorrow's Academy Awards. That ceremony will start at 4 o'clock instead of the usual 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And speaking of clocks, let's set your clock ahead an hour tonight before you go to bed. It's daylight savings time. It officially starts at 2 a.m. That means your weekend will be just 1 hour shorter than usual. We are going to check on the 5 when we come back.
Try to get 3-4 punches off.
Hi, I'm Drew Barrymore, and let me tell you how Tidy Cats simplifies litter care while giving your cats what they deserve. Do you have a finicky feline like mine? Each heartbeat. Try Tidy Care Comfort with smaller granules for a gentle paw feel. Or maybe you want to keep an extra eye on your cat's health. That's what Tidy Care Alert is all about. It uses color-changing crystals to help alert you on potential health concerns. Who knew that keeping an eye on my cat's health could be so simple?
Tax Act knows you don't look forward to taxes. Tax Act doesn't even. It's a Tax Act is a new software company. It's basically Tax Act. If Tax Act didn't know what maybe Tax Act would now teach you kindergarten or leading fly fishing tours. But that's a different story for a different year. So why don't we just agree that taxes aren't fun, but you still have to do them? Tax Act's filing software can help you do that. Tax Act. Let's get them over with. With all eyes on the NBA, the time is now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right, get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. One no-sweat bet per new customer issued as one bonus bet based on amount of initial losing bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, it's Junior. Today, black folks in our community are still disproportionately affected. But there is something we can do about it. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetectable, which means the amount of virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on Juicy Juice for the good stuff. Get peace and nutrients from 100% fruit juice to help you conquer the day. Juicy Juice is only sweetened by fruit. No sugar. Don't buy fruit juice from search. Get no artificial sweeteners. Available in family-size bottles and juice boxes. Find Juicy Juice at your favorite local grocery retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com.
As the number one
James Slammer.
gives you access to
James Kaminsky. Dude, you're here for the right time. This is UFC. Oh, so who's got it going? Ro's got it going. Damn, Ro knows what's up. Damn, good for you, Ro. How are you, James? Excellent. Well, it's the perfect time for you to have gotten home because we're watching UFC 299. Word Mockingbird. Sugar Shane O'Malley. Sugar Sean O'Malley. In the heavyweight, or bantamweight or whatever. And anyone else? The Benoit guy? I don't know. I don't know that much about this, so I named all the people I know who are fighting today.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a great quality,
worsening eye
I agree.
problems such as eye
Exactly. You can thank Ro for that. Ro's got it going on.
or parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
I can watch this in my room, and I'm watching on Ro's screen so clear. Ro, how you doing? Do you speak, Ro?
True Crime Podcast, Paper Ghosts is
I
back.
bet Ro is just a dick slinging motherfucker. With that kind of quality? With that kind of quality, dog? As a woman? As a woman, I don't think I've ever been more attracted to a man. I don't even know if Ro is a man. Ro might be a woman. As a man, I've never been so attracted to a woman. I've never been so attracted to a stream in my entire life as I have been a Ro stream. This is so baller. I can see these motherfuckers fighting from a mile away. Aw, dog. This is like Dick Tracy watches. This is amazing. This shit is amazing. Bob Dobbs, are you seeing this shit? Bob Dobbs. Bob Dobbs. Bob fucking Dobbs. Are you seeing this shit? All of it. Bro, we got the fight. We got James Kaminsky here. Dog, I'm pretty pissed off. I just bought a new iPhone, not like a super expensive one, $140 one, because I wanted to use. I figured that Twitter would sometimes the video goes out after like 2 hours of streaming, and I thought it was because of my phone. So like, oh, if I have a newer iPhone, it'll be fixed. Nope, it's something on Twitter's end. So that sucks. I can take it back, no big deal. I'll probably keep it. But I just wanted to say that. All right. Glad everybody got to hear that story. Who do we have in this fight? I'm trying to see this fight. We got Holland and Paige. I'm going to go with... I don't either. I don't either. I watch them, but I mean, there are a lot of people of whom to keep track. And it's just like, I don't have time for that. Basically, like, I can't tell you right now who the overall champion is. Even though I probably watched the match that made the overall champion. I think it was that Lomachenko or whatever. There was some, like, the heavyweight guy. I don't know who. I'm going to look it up, actually. Because actually, I'm wrong. That guy wasn't a heavyweight champ. Somebody else did. Okay, so we're going to look this one up. Who is the UFC heavyweight champ? The UFC heavyweight champ right now is John Jones. No, it's not. John Jones retired a long time, I think. Oh, it is John Jones. Who did you say? I remember that guy. Yeah, John Jones. I think John Jones is going to go down as the greatest UFC fighter of all time. The reason why I say that is, I mean, I don't know a lot about it. If you ask, like, you look at his record's ridiculous. It's, okay, he is 27, 1-1. His only loss is by disqualification, and it was a bullshit disqualification. He basically, you're not allowed to come down, or at the time, you weren't allowed to come down with your elbow, like, perpendicular to the ground, basically like at a 90-degree angle to someone's head. Like, you used to not be able to do that. And he did it, or they said that he did it during the fight. Even though I've seen it, it's not necessarily, it's pretty clear what he did, and I think it should have been considered clean. And they disqualified him for that. Even though later on they made that type of move legal. So basically, he didn't lose that fight. I mean, he did by disqualification. Basically, what I'm trying to say is nobody's ever beaten this motherfucker. Like, straight up. That's a beast. And then he had one no contest. I don't know exactly what happened there. But I think he's going to be considered like the greatest UFC champion, perhaps of all time. He's just been on top for a long time. When is the first time he won? Here's the other thing. He was light heavyweight champion for like 4 years, and then again for 2 years. So he's number 2 of this year's number 2 in the UFC continent pound for pound. But he's like an older fighter. Okay. So who did you say, James? Yeah, that dude was really big. I remember. But I mean, big too. Yeah, he was big and big. He was a big man. If I remember, if it's the same guy. Oh no, that guy's different. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. That guy. No, I mean, he's. I know exactly what you're talking about. He is a champion, but he's not the heavyweight champion. He's something other kind of champion. Just for a moment, we're gonna find that one out. Yeah, he was really big though. Like he had a big fight a few months ago. That was really big. But I think he lost because he's not like ranked on the ESPN website as a champion right now. So we're gonna find out all about. He is Khabib. I was looking at his Wikipedia. Here we go. Khabib. All right, he is UFC Hall of Famer. 29 wins and no losses. Oh, maybe he is. Hold on. He's widely considered to be among the greatest mixed martial arts of all time. Oh yeah, he's a big deal. Damn. So he's undefeated. So you know more than I do when it comes to this. What division was he in? So he's like a lightweight or welterweight. That's the other thing. There are so many different divisions to follow that I get confused. So I guess he was a fighter before I started following UFC more. Like, I don't know. The first real fight I watched was like maybe a year ago. Aside from that, I only knew of fighters if they had made some kind of like pop culture kind of crossover. So I knew Kimbo Slice. I knew the guy Uriah Faber, McGregor. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Ken Shamrock. I'm like, what? You remember Ken Shamrock from like a long time ago? He was a WWE fighter as well. A wrestler. He was like big in the 90s. And then I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, there's one other guy. Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I think he sucked at UFC.
Let's look it up. Because actually I heard that there was something like really special about him as a specimen. Like when he came in, they had never seen anybody so big or something like that. Let's learn about it. Okay. Yeah. How big is he? So he's not that tall. He's 6'3", which is actually pretty small for a
this isn't something where someone down the street where I live is doing these.
Like, you know, some of those guys are 7'2". Alright. So we want mixed martial arts here. Okay, he was in Heroes, no one gives a shit about that. Ultimate Fighting Championship debut. He was in UFC 77. He had one fight contract. Oh, this is what it was. He had really big hands. And he was making him the second man in Nevada Combat Sports Initiative wear 4 XL gloves. So basically, I knew there was something weird about him. Where he was like, they were like, there's something weird about him. There's something weird about this other guy. Joe Rogan was talking about on his podcast the other day. So like he had like some kind of ocular injury, some kind of eye injury, and that like the guy's tendons in his eye were actually like growing, or like regrowing, just healing very quickly. Like these guys are, like really unique specimens of the human species, I guess, for lack of a better set of terms. They're unique organisms, and they are able to, marvel people perhaps when it comes to some of the things they're able to do. When it comes to Brock Lesnar, he
have strong passwords. Don't click on anything in your emails or your text messages that will lead you to another website. Be very diligent with what you're doing online because these actors, cyber hackers, have become very good in manipulating things.
So he became a title holder.
It's a big problem right now, and
he tied a UFC record for most consecutive successful UFC heavyweight defenses. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been better, but then he had a title loss in the first retirement. Okay, what's his overall record? His overall record in UFC. And this is the other thing that gets fucking confusing, and I can't stand it. Is like then you get the like wrestling in there, like WWE in there, which is like it's orchestrated choreography. Okay, so his mixed martial arts record was 5-3. So you're right, James. Even though he was champion, what up, Indian police, you little slut? Indian police, you in here? Hey, you little slut, we've been waiting for you, you fuck. Dog, we're watching UFC 299, you little bitch. Yo, dog. Of anybody, we will be you. So, James, in answer to to close that point, yeah, I think you're right. He wasn't very good in comparison to like how he was billed. What happened to my fort? Don't worry, we're getting it back. I've talked to Yo-Yo. We're getting a new set of merchandise. We had to abandon ship on that place and move to an undisclosed location in a bunker somewhere safe and sound. That's absolutely true. They knew where the epicenter was, but that's true. Ever since I moved from there, the coin has gone up like 18 times. Not too bad. I know, I'm thinking that's a good idea. Absolutely. Boise, Idaho, I'm coming for you. I'm coming to Boise, Idaho. We're going to buy a really big property with lots of land. Hell yeah, man. We're going to go to Montgomery, Alabama, and we're going to have a really big piece of property, and we will enjoy life on the Sproto Ranch. Hell yeah, man. I want to be on an indigenous people's property. We're going to start a casino. If they already have a casino, we're going to make their current casino even better. No matter what it is, we're going to renovate. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to help with the alcoholism issues that are there, because those are prevalent, and we want to help the people who are there. Wherever I am, I would want to help the place in a positive way. Indian police, how are things in your neck of the woods, baby? Absolutely. Are you licking all of the equipment when you're done with it?
hands, and I make sure that when I cough, I do it like my elderly people do it the other side.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. I like to volunteer to smell people's breath, and also I like to volunteer to catch people's sneezes, just in case. I like to, like, basically like a bodyguard for everyone else. So I take in. I appreciate it. I'm not a Christian boy, but I do my best to bridge gaps within culture and society. So I would say it's quite moral of me to try to bridge the gap between people, particularly those who are sick. I mean, with your COVID that you underwent recently, where do you think you got it? Was it one of your numerous orgies?
I got it from one of the penguins. It doesn't capture my movements like penguins. So I was like violently fucking this penguin standing on a glacier, and it calmed on me, and I think that is where I got it from.
Dog, what glacier?
No, it was a piece that broke off of the continent, and I was floating away, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to die, but
That's interesting. So at what point does it change from being a glacier to being an iceberg? You said it broke off.
I don't speak English. I speak
Oh, sure. I understand. Absolutely. And plus, ice is just got to be formed.
So like a piece of an iceberg, it was like 4 meter by 1 meter, and it was just me and the penguin.
Well, can I tell you something that I find very interesting about icebergs? That when an iceberg has a little piece of it that breaks off, that piece that breaks off is known as a calf, like a baby cow. I think that's cool.
It's gabbing, and it makes crazy cracking sound when they do the gabbing. Like it sounds like earthquake, like can you feel it? It is very crazy.
Word mockingbird, it's scary.
Very bullish on global warming because all the gabbing will do lots of cow for everyone, right?
I think so.
Programs and pricing are totally transparent. Call today to review your current statement for free, show you exactly how much money you can save, and if they can, they'll tell you.
Did you ever hear about the cows on Antarctica?
Hardware and software for retail, service, business to business, and e-commerce companies.
No, I didn't.
Now, pound 250.
I saw a match on the ship I was on.
Oh, did you go down there on a cruise?
I was on board. I was on an expedition vessel.
Oh, that's very bullish. That's really cool, India Police. I've been wanting to do that. Dog, if I had your money, I'd burn my own. Of course not. You wouldn't waste your money on such bullshit. If you wanted to see ice, you'd open up your freezer. Absolutely. If you want to see penguin, you'll watch Madagascar. You got Ice Age, whatever it is, baby. You got it. You got it on your TV. Anything you need is on a screen.
I would find a select with a penguin tattoo on her ass, and I would be like, sure.
Absolutely. Well, in 1933, 4 cows went to Antarctica. The cows took a 3-month journey alongside their human companions, and essentially they, without reading all of this, just for a moment, it was on one of the travels down there. But basically, they didn't do very well. And we learned that Antarctica can't really support any kind of cattle. Who knew? Not even in the summer. I found Antarctica to be absolutely super interesting. Right. Well, there's a little bit that does in the Lycan. Do you know who Ernest Shackleton is? Dude, super hardcore. India Police, if your role within Web3 could be described as anything. You'd be the Ernest Shackleton of crypto. It is. It is. Ernest Shackleton was a hardcore motherfucker. Kids, if you don't know who Ernest Shackleton was, basically he's a guy who traveled to Antarctica multiple times. One time under Admiral Byrd, but then under Captain Scott. Then he ends up wanting to make it to the South Pole. He doesn't end up doing it. Roald Amundsen of Norway is the first man to actually make it there. But really, it has one of the even more, I would say, beautiful stories that everyone on his expedition survived, and survived one of the most treacherous journeys, I would say, of any of the explorers. Basically, they made it to Antarctica. They had to spend several years there, and their ship got like completely squished. And then they had to take like a small little boat to a small island. They had to like travel in a little boat for 400 miles on the open waves in the South Ocean, which is one of the most dangerous areas that you could be. They eventually make it to this small little island, but they make it on the wrong side of the island, and you can't just like walk around it. They have to climb over a mountain. They eventually make it to this little fishing village and then go and save their friends. All of this is really an amazing story. While they didn't make it to the South Pole, all of the people in the expedition survived, and I think that's fascinating. And the thing is, within the story, a lot of the, at many points, they could have just abandoned their comrades, and many people would have, but they went back. It's something like what I would do for India Police, and I'm sure he would do for me, and we would do for any of our Scroto brothers and sisters. All right, I'm going to... Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Did you know, India Police, that we have a friend in here named the next one? The next one, how are you? Come on up and speak if you'd like to. The next one, we've been waiting for you. I was talking about you all evening. If you didn't know, I was like, man, when's the next one going to be here? And everyone was like, Rabbi, don't worry. The next one will be here soon enough. And we're like, nah, dog, I got to see the next one ASAP. And everyone was like, don't worry, they'll be here. And all of my fears were relieved and alleviated because you are now here. So thank you, the next one, for being here on our bootleg stream of UFC 299. If you aren't a fan of bootlegging, go fuck yourself, because bootlegging is sweet. It was tight during Prohibition, and it's cool as fuck in the digital age. Where else are you going to watch UFC 299 and talk about Antarctic cows? India Police, are you a fan of the designation that the South Ocean is itself its own ocean, thus making 5 oceans on Earth? It is very different. It is. It is. It's like, absolutely. It's like a toilet around that whole fucking Antarctica all the time. It's totally different than the Indian, than the Arctic, than the Atlantic and the Pacific. It's a totally different ocean down there. And it just basically spins around Antarctica. And it goes very quickly, particularly between like the Cape of Good Hope and Cape Horn. It's incredibly fast down there. But particularly when you get close to Antarctica, and then it freezes up, it's crazy. So I'm glad that you're a fan of designating it its own ocean, because I am as well. It's much more different than the Pacific and the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. If anything, it's more similar to the Arctic Ocean. But it was officially designated its own ocean at the beginning of the 21st century. I think it was like 2001 or 2003. We're going to look it up right now. But no one refers to it. or the Southern Ocean, I should say. It's not the South Ocean, the Southern Ocean. When was it defined?
It was just getting harder and harder to make a living in this ocean. By the end of that year, the issue was put to a close. Well,
2002.
on a November day, and under a blue sky, a single vault was open. People stood somberly in black. In the thick of that quiet, tiny foam caskets were lowered into the ground. A funeral for these so-called card
James Kaminsky, do you think that Sugar Sean O'Malley is going to win tonight?
We also bury the idea that human life should be a grotesque spectacle.
Some other guy. He's fighting someone else. Just for a moment, I'll find out. Look, I'm basically asking, do you think the guy with the pink and blue hair is going to beat the guy? He's fighting Marion Vera. Here's the actual interesting thing that I know about this fight. Sean O'Malley is 17-1. His one loss is to a man named Marlon Vera. And guess who Sean O'Malley's fighting tonight? Marlon Vera. So basically, Sean O'Malley's only lost to one guy ever, and it's the guy he's fighting tonight. So that's a very interesting fight. Here's what he looks like. Can you see him? He looks like a clown. Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's also known as Superstar O'Malley. And then the other guy, well, his hair always looks different. He's like Dennis Rodman. Yes, that's true. Sometimes he has his hair like really tight braids, which I think is probably advantageous to him because it's like a little bit more padding. Perhaps, I'm not sure. I've always felt a beard was a good idea for these fighters, though, because it just helps to take the initial brunt of the punch. Okay, so no. That's all the same guy. No, you're good. I'm going to show you the other guy now. So the other guy's name is Marlon Vera, and he just looks like a regular fighter. Just for a moment. But I think it's really interesting that he is the one guy to beat the other guy. So, like, this guy's literally only lost once. It's like, of any fight that he wants to avenge, it would be this one. It has a lot going on. That's tight. Dude, we got Sir Linkius in this bitch. And we got Red Circle Zero. Oh, Red Circle Zero. I knew there's no way we're going to hold on to them. What up, Sir Linkius? How you living, pimp? This is UFC 299. We got Mash in here. Mashlands. Mashlands is from England, I think. Mashlands, how you living, baby? Excellent, dude. We got UFC 299. Get in here, biatch. Get in here. You're like, dog, I already am. Tell everybody about it. I'm going to tell everybody. Get in the chat, yo. Get in the BC, sluts.
So when his eldest daughter, Donna, announced at 15 that she was pregnant and burying her beau, Grady had some opinions and an idea. The day before their wedding, and 12 months later, Grady invited his future son-in-law, Jack, into the house for a chat. Jack obliged. The last decision he would ever make. Donna was the first to hear the shots were loud. In a moment, Jack was stumbling out of the house, blood pouring from his chest, and fell down right in the doorway. Grady had shot him. Donna ran to him and looked up to find Grady gloating. I told you what it was, he said, and then talked to him. To his credit, Grady waited patiently for the police to arrive. Take me, I'm ready, he told them, surrendering his wrists and his gun to them. He went to trial, and there he readily admitted to his deed. He carried no remorse. For him, this was only an act of practicality. He simply didn't want his daughter marrying that guy.
The jury deliberated for 3 hours, and then for that, Grady was sentenced to only 15 years probation. You see, the authorities believe that because of Grady's compounding set of physical conditions, cirrhosis from drinking, emphysema from smoking, and his ectrodactyly, he wouldn't be able to receive adequate care behind bars. They thought keeping him locked up would be cruel. He quickly skipped town and took the money that he owed to his lawyer and used it to assemble his own 10-in-1 sideshow. But he wouldn't be gone for long. All sideshow roads lead back to Gidtown. Well, that's exactly his familiar bar stool on that humid midnight. With his tab running up and his head running down, Grady closed out and took his leave. He headed home to his brown trailer on Inglewood Drive, his family's least favorite time of the day. They would never truly grow accustomed to his inevitable drunken life. He and Mary Teresa had been divorced at one time. The abuse had become too much. But at this point, they were really secondary to each other. Grady had promised to change, you see. He had managed to charm her again. He had been on his best behavior, and she hoped that these changes were real. Old habits die hard, as they say. And within 2 weeks of their new union, Grady turned back into a monster.
You're listening to Aaron Mackey's Grim and Vile Presents. On Before the Coast, strange stories from the island. We'll have more from Grim and Vile Presents coming up next on KFI. Time now for a news update.
I'm Heather Brooker, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LAPD has responded to a phoned-in report of a woman with a gun in a van near an anti-Scientology demonstration on Sunset Boulevard. Police officers checked the area and found no one with a gun. The LAPD says the call was generated by Google Voice. Detectives are investigating. 5 middle schoolers have been kicked out of school in Beverly Hills for sharing fake nude photos of their classmates. Criminal defense attorney David Rosari says the California Education Code considers their behavior unlawful. And the Muslim holy month of Ramadan begins tomorrow at sunset. Ramadan marks the 9th month on the Islamic calendar and is the month that is thought that Prophet Muhammad was given the Quran, Islam's holy book. We are going to check on the 101 when we come back.
If you've never been on yourself, it's like feeling when you're in Disneyland Resort. There's no other time. LA Dodgers fans, step up to the plate for the Spectrum season ticket sweepstakes. Visit a participating Spectrum store and enter for a chance to win our grand prize, a pair of Los Angeles Dodgers season tickets. Plus, hundreds of bonus winners can win a 50-inch smart TV. Also, sweepstakes on March 17th. For more information and official rules, go to spectrum.com/2024sweeps. No purchase necessary. The U.S. resident 18 plus. Possibly vary by location. With all eyes on the NBA, the time is now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. What's a no-sweat bet? It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right, get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. 18 to 21 older. Again, only one no-sweat bet per new customer. Issued as one bonus bet based on amount of initial music bet. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Tanya here, and there are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV, but maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetected, which means the amount of the virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on Juicy Juice for the good stuff. Get Juicy Juice with 100% fruit juice to help you conquer the day. Juicy juice is only sweetened by the fruit with no sugar added. No high fructose corn syrup and no artificial sweeteners. Available in family-sized bottles and juice boxes. Find Juicy Juice at your favorite local grocery retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com.
This sun season, evolve your sun care with new Banana Boat 360 coverage. With advanced control mist, it's a new way to spray. An all-new bottle means an all-new mist experience that smells great and is incredibly light on your skin. Better control and coverage you can count on. Tap the trigger lightly to cover targeted areas or hold for long, continuous spray, ensuring long-lasting Banana Boat protection. Plus, it's refillable, sweat-resistant sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 Mist at Walmart, Target, or Amazon.
This is a radio ad for Dupixent. A prescription medicine for people 6 months and up with moderate to severe eczema. It is not well controlled with topical prescription therapies. But since this is radio, you can't see the effects of Dupixent. You can't see how it helps you stay ahead of your eczema, or how it helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that could be causing eczema. You can't see how it helps you see you. But you can see how Dupixent can help you have clearer skin and less itch. Individual results may vary. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Get help right away if you have wheezing, trouble breathing, or swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. See for yourself. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent. Visit Dupixent.com or call 1-844-DUPIXENT. The children of our nation knows nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Now, non-fiction first-person accounts are told through videos of the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full curriculum units, a speakers bureau, a movie exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts, and Russell F. Siller Memorial Scholarships for kids and program recipients. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at TTT.org.
Especially for that's why individual flexible clause plus a guaranteed lifetime income. Gainbridge is helping build a better financial future for women. Retirement income you can't outpay is the ultimate flex. Start saving now at Gainbridge.io. Visit Gainbridge.io/career rates, full policies, and other important information.
We all need help understanding God's Word sometimes. The In Touch Radio Network on iHeartRadio provides biblical teaching you can trust, featuring daily devotions, the sermons of Dr. Charles Stanley, and our Spanish station, In Contacto. The In Touch Radio Network will lift you up throughout your day and help you gain a deeper understanding of God's Word. Listen anytime and anywhere. Just search In Touch on your iHeartRadio app.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clear skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risen is on Risen, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults with systemic lymphoma. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin in 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use an allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections over lower diabetic demand. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, nothing will be the same, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the number 1 dermatologist tracked biologic psoriasis, and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Sometimes life seems like it's filled with confusion and chaos. But I assure you, I have the plan for you. The Jesus Christ Show, tomorrow morning at 6 on KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Clay Rowe, and you're listening to Before the Coast Strange stories from the iHeart Vault. Let's return now to hear more from Aaron Mankey's Grim and Mild Presents.
It's not every day that someone gets cut up and reassembled, but Mary Teresa Herzog lived for it. She got her sideshow start as a ticket seller, but soon graduated to the Zigzag Girl Act, where she wowed audiences by getting sliced up into thirds. But this was harmless fun, an illusion. There was not a drop of bloodshed, nor any bandits needed. It was off stage, though, away from the bright lights and hard markers, that she took on her most fearsome role. She was a wife. You see, to be a woman is a very dangerous thing. The statistics tell us as much. Current studies say that 1 in 4 women will be the victims of severe physical violence at the hands of their intimate partner. 1 in 5 will experience sexual violence. 1 in 7 will be stalked. And studies tell us that the presence of a gun in a domestic violence situation increases the risk of homicide by 500%. That isn't to say that people who are women don't experience abuse. They do. But the majority of the world's social and economic systems have long favored cis men with female partners, putting women who pair with men into vulnerable situations. But we can trace the precedent for men's physical domination over women back to Hammurabi, back to the Quran, back to the Roman Empire, back to Old English common law that suggested laying hands as a corrective measure. Historically, there have been a lot of rules that have spelled out what was allowed to go on in the home. What was going on in Mary Teresa's home had been for years. It was something people knew, but only whispered about. She had been wooed by the Lobster Boy one spring day in Trenton, New Jersey back in 1959. Sparks flew, and their lives were set on a course from which they would never turn back. If their trailer was Brady's castle, it was Mary Teresa's prison. It was here she both labored to raise a family and to protect them from their father. She loved him fiercely at times, and we could wonder if he loved her too. What we do know is that he wanted to control her, a desire exercised through his use of fists and threats to kill again. But this time, he threatened that it would be her. So when Grady ambled home from the bar that night, sufficiently inebriated and agitated, Mary Teresa and their daughter Kathy found themselves directly in his line of fire. Kathy, also born with ectrodactyly and 7 months pregnant, had long positioned herself as the protector of her mother. She wouldn't have continued to stay with the sideshow if not for the need to keep her mother safe. Unprovoked, Grady flew into a whiskey-soaked rage. He started beating Mary Teresa. Kathy tried to intervene from her wheelchair, yelling that her father preferred the bottle to his family. And then he turned his anger on her. Grady started in on her hard, pummeling her in the arms, the jaw, and eventually knocking her around so much that she fell from her chair. The fleshy thuds knocked the wind from Kathy's lungs. It felt like hammers coming down on her bones. The pain was white and blinding. The shocks reverberating through her entire skeleton. She fought back, of course, but nothing could be done until Grady decided that he was finished. Kathy barely slept after the attack that night. She didn't say anything about pain until she started hemorrhaging the next morning. She rushed to the hospital. Kathy told the doctor who performed her emergency C-section that she had simply fallen out of her wheelchair. Did he believe her? Probably not. The baby's placenta had separated from the umbilical cord, and Kathy's water had broken as a result of the violence. Baby Misty came into the world on the 6th of 1990, and she was healthy. And she, too, was born with lobster claws. It's hard to know exactly when Mary Teresa decided that enough was enough. What we do know, though, is that there was an immense amount of courage and strength that it took on the part of both of these women to stand up for each other in the face of such terror. After decades of torment, of living in a vortex of violence, with bloodshed just as likely as tears, Mary Teresa knew at some point that this had to end. And she didn't want to be the one who went first.
What'd you say, you little slut?
You're listening to Aaron Mankey's Grim and Mild Presents.
How you living, baby?
Strange stories from the iHeart.
What's new?
We'll have more from Grim and Mild Presents coming up next on KFI.
Kicking ass, kicking names. I hope you're doing well. Excellent. So you said they have Mr. Beast there?
Very cool. Very cool. says people should be on steroids.
There's your boy. Damn good daughter.
City health officials say a young child was living at a migrant shelter.
Look at that hair. I'll tell you what, I'm a sucker for Flash, pomp, and shit. I would not know who he is, but oh, he's the guy with the pink and purple hair. Now I know exactly who he is. Right. I love that shit.
It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. It's like getting a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first
Sir Linkius, how did you find us?
DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. The crown is yours. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. One no-sweat bet per new customer. Issuers one bonus bet based on amount of
Twitter.
bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gamble in your call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, it's Jim. Today, black folks in our community are still disproportionately.
Oh, okay, so like 2 weeks ago.
But there is something we can do about it. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to its state undetected, which means the amount of virus is so low it can't be
Right.
found by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
No matter what the day brings, count on juicy.
That's right. That's right.
Juicy juice is always no high fructose corn syrup and no artificial sweeteners.
Good for you.
Family-sized bottles and juice boxes.
Did it come finally?
Juicy juice at your favorite local grocery retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com.
Oh, okay. So it's well, when it comes, you're gonna have to do a fashion show. James Kaminsky, do you have one? Oh, tight. Who had it? Oh, yeah. The world famous one. Had you met More Light before? Is he as cool in real life as he is on the DC? Who else did you meet? Who I would know? Oh, cool. Yo. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yannick. Oh, yeah. From Australia. Why is she known as Possum Face? You think you've seen her? So we can confirm this. All right, good. But do possums have big tits? Doug, haven't you ever seen a possum? When I see a possum. Oh, he knows it all.
Lows reaching 50 in Metro LA and OC, and highs will be in the upper 60s tomorrow. Right now it's 56 in Cypress, 57 in Marina Del Rey. Weekly local live from the KFI 24-hour news. Heather Brooker.
What are we doing for it?
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Totally.
There's no time to wait. You and your family should be ready to
We'll make it an international. Let's see, what's bigger than international? Intergalactic holiday. People from, or beings from different galaxies will celebrate this. We got Whiskers in the house. I just want to take a second. Let's all appreciate that Whiskers is here. Whiskers, I've been talking about you all day long. I was just telling everybody, I'm telling you, Whiskers is going to be here. Everyone was like, Rabbi, you're such a liar. Whiskers won't show. I was like, guys, Whiskers told me they would be here for UFC 299. Let's take them on their word. Whiskers, how are you? So there's this thing. It's called talking. I do it, and then sometimes you do it. And I see that this is not one of those times. Well, that's okay, Whiskers. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. And we're watching 299 of the UFC on Row. And you could be watching behind me, but I'm watching on Row because he's got clear stream of anyone. And he has Spanish subtitles. I mean, come on, man. Does anyone know what those symbols are next to Row's name? Is that Chinese? I think Row is a Chinese whale who just decided to come here and be like a guardian angel of our telegram for UFC 299. Or I should have to be watching it on the wall. Oh man, we got this thing clear as fuck. So we've got this Vega guy, there's that guy. What flag is that? Colombia? No, it's not Taiwanese. Oh, Rose Thing is Taiwanese. Oh, dude, Taiwan is tight as fuck. Shout out to Taipei and Taipei 101. Dog, Taiwan has this thing. These like super, these like really special labs. For like silicon chips, and it's like they got China by the balls. What is this thing called? They're like biosafety labs. No. Let's see here. Basically, like all the chips that China uses don't necessarily come from China. A lot of them come from Taiwan, and Taiwan controls a lot of what goes on in China, particularly when it comes to their chips. We'll learn more about it in a second. They're pretty baller too. I can see that. Has anyone seen? This guy has the most fascinating. Okay, what is this? It's called Misbroken. Okay, this documentarian, created like a bunch of YouTube shorts about like just interesting topics. So I'm trying to. Okay, the guy's name is Johnny Harris. That's his name. So there's a reason why the milkshake machine allegedly is always broken at McDonald's, and if anybody's seen this, it's a fascinating reason why. While I don't go to McDonald's, I have heard and seen that this is a meme that is like pretty common, that their milkshake machine is broken all the time. And the reason why is because the machines themselves have a really particular way that they have to clean, and only one company is allowed to be the contractor on the machine. And basically, if anything goes wrong with the machine, it needs like a 6-hour cleaning cycle. Anyway, instead of telling you all of that, they just say at the McDonald's apparently that it's broken. Anyway, Johnny Harris did this amazing documentary on Taiwan, like chips, like the silicon chips, and the microchip war, basically. And they have these facilities in Taiwan that are like these super clean facilities where like robots do all of this like crazy silicon chips. Anyway, if you have a chance, check out independent journalist Johnny Harris. He's a Canadian guy. He makes really amazing content on YouTube. Definitely. And his stuff is really interesting. Like, here, I'm just going to read you what his, like, the topics that he covers are, like, not normally covered in society. Johnny Harris, YouTube. So, I've watched all his stuff a few times, like at least twice, I would say, or his more Harris, Johnny Harris. Yes, absolutely. So, his stuff is like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like really interesting topics. All right, so here they are. Why the U.S. sells weapons to 103 countries, how capitalism changed the face of war, how viruses become weapons, how U.S. companies get away with fueling Russia, how Benjamin Netanyahu relies on Hamas, the new global economy, your supplements are alive, why the Swiss love their guns more than Americans, was Henry Kissinger a war criminal, do-it-yourself drones, war will never be the same, why people think the government killed JFK, the war is spreading, why everyone's mad about China's new map. That's a really interesting one. What up, Kookie? How you doing, baby? Hell yeah, what up, Playboy? How you doing? I'm kicking ass, taking names. Playboy, you know about our Telegram, don't you? It's okay if you... Here, I'm going to send it to you. You're good, baby. Okay. Do you see what I have right here? It says t.me/HPOS10I. If you type this into Twitter, if you type this into a browser, it'll open up Telegram. You download Telegram, and we've got like 10 people in a room right now, and you can come and talk to me, just like you're talking to me now, but you can show your camera too. Do you see this? So if you have the chance, go t.me/HPOS10I. That's right, Cookie. How are you? That's right, Cookie.
story. I think I can speak for all of us here at Rabbi when I say that this episode has
Absolutely.
our families.
Hey, Possum Tits, I was asking, why are you known as Possum Tits?
Right now, we've included resource links in the episode description.
Perfect.
Now, I have something new for you, something different. A look at us, coming from the contemporary Rabbi sideshow.
And Possum Tits puts him in his spot. You need to go. Yeah. Possum Tits, why did you choose the animal, the possum? It is. It's a marsupial.
Delegation of city officials to return to LA tomorrow after a 5-day trip to Paris. The group met with French officials to observe as the cities prepare to host the next two Summer Olympics. President Biden has signed.
So let's introduce you to our friend Cookie. Cookie just joined. We don't know from where Cookie was released, but it must have been recent.
Excuse me. Eli Lilly's new TV ad release before the Oscars is criticizing celebrities who use diabetes and weight loss drugs for cosmetic reasons.
Cookie, we're glad that you're here.
With all eyes on the NBA, the time is now to get on the action of DraftKings Sportsbook and official sports betting partner of the
Absolutely. So, Cookie, who do you think's going to win? Sugar, Sean?
It's just like getting an offensive board. It's your first shot. You get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet. If your first
Okay.
bet doesn't hit, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use
That's
the
right.
code IHEART. New customers can get a bonus bet up to $1,000.
Cookie knows what's up.
Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. With the code IHEART.
Cookie knows what's up. Word. Cookie, you know what's
There
up.
are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV, but maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, even as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV. And
Cookie, are you friends with Big Bird?
which means the amount of the virus is so low it can not red latches. If you're living with HIV and not for treatment, you're talking about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message is sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
Okay, I'm down for that. All right, here they are. Here we go. Let's go, baby. They're fighting.
Juicy Juice is only sweetened by the fruit. Sugar. No high fructose Find Juicy Juice in your favorite retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com. Some people think college sounds like this. In Wall Street, we like to think it sounds like this. Because becoming a Cardinal opens the door to the future you want to build. Our welcoming culture, passionate learning partners, and focus on innovation and collaboration allow you to chart a unique path to a bright future. Discover Wall Street and see how as Cardinals we
This is a radio ad for Dixon. To put it prescription medicine for people 6 months and up with large eczema that is not well controlled by topical prescription therapies. But since this is radio, you can't see the effects of the patient. You can't see how it helps you stay ahead of things, or how it helps you block infections and inflammation inside the body that could be causing eczema. You can't see how it helps you on your skin from within. What you can see, how the patient can help you have clear skin message. Individual results may vary. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Get help right away if you have wheezing, trouble breathing, or swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop after this. Talk to your doctor. See for yourself. Ask your AZ specialist about Dupixent. Visit Dupixent.com or call 1-844-DUPIXENT. As the
access to all, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. iHeartMedia is your access company. Go to iHeartResults.com for more. Yes, I know. I have a calming demeanor. You know, when it's your job, basically, to push people out of their comfort zones, it's good to make them feel as safe as possible. Like an open heart surgeon or your own. You'll do fine. No worries. We got Home with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. Tomorrow at 9 on AM 640.
We're stimulating calm.
AM 640. Heard everywhere.
Could have been a rowboat.
Before the coast, strange stories from the island coast. Let's return now to your world. From Aaron Mankey's Grim and Mild presents.
Wow, that was a doozy of an episode. I certainly didn't predict that we'd end up with this new and yet similar kind of darkness of Brady. And Brady and Ramos wasn't the end of the sideshow story. That's right. You know, that brings us right up to the present.
Yeah, dude, I like you too. It makes me really want to rethink the children's television workshop and their hiring decisions. But aside from that, I like you.
Still Felton Gibsonton, you know, people are not going to forget what happened that easily. However, today we feel
That's right.
in a place that's
I'm very bullish on Sesame Street. Always have been.
There's this gal named Kim Kelly who remembers the infamous sideshow Lobster Boy in her own way.
When I was looking back through history, trying to find out the people that really loved
Absolutely. Still am. Still am.
She had a personal reason to go looking.
It's quite a street. They got a lot going on there. They got 6-foot pigeons. They got motherfucking junkies living in trash cans. There's always something. They got like a gay couple that lives upstairs and nobody talks about it, which is cool. But it was very progressive when people weren't even progressive. So I think they've addressed this, that Bert and Ernie are not gay. Like if anybody who I would have thought was gay, it would have been Bert and Ernie. But no, they're just like male roommates, which I think is cool. Somebody needs to represent dudes who just want to live together and like take baths, but not be gay. They do. I've seen them like honestly 50% of the time that I ever saw them, they had on those like shower caps and like towels in a bathtub, and there was definitely a rubber ducky involved. Well, that rubber ducky is potentially seen. All right, I'll have to take a look at that shit. Columbia, that one blew up, didn't it? Oh no shit. He would have been like fried chicken. Big Bird. Oh, okay. You will still, that one blew up too. Big Bird nearly rode the disastrous Challenger mission. Wow. NASA did consider sending such a sheet icon bird, Big Bird, as well as the one who played the puppet Carol Spinney into space with the Challenger spaceship. Have you ever seen how that costume works? It's like it's like a person's hand way up in the air. So they have to hold their hand up for like hours. Or like I'm sure they get to take a break. But to move them out, they have to stick their hand up there. Word. So I've got to be honest, we had one round of this. It was a very slow first round, in my opinion. What the hell happened to it? Let's see. You want back to Sesame Street.
Really powerful two-cylinder store for the listeners all week. Do you think they're curious enough to stick around for one last episode?
Well, you could also say a certain intellectual curiosity can kill a lot more than cats.
Stop it! You can't scare them away. I was just telling them how excited I was. Oh, nothing to fear here. Listen.
I'm surprised that this fight hasn't at all gone to the ground. Not that I know the fighters really well and like that's their strategy, but it seems like fights go to the ground at least. So they've both been on their feet. Right. It's like a kickboxing fight. But
Sideshow was written by Robin and Turn, with narration by me.
I mean, I'm sure they know what they're doing better than I do. But if I were doing it, I would just jump at that motherfucker and just tackle him. Get him on the ground. Choke him out. But I'm sure he'd kill him. Nevertheless, that's what I do.
You can learn more about this show and everything else from Grim and Mile over at grimandmile.com.
I wonder what Sugar Sean O'Malley's thinking. This is the only motherfucker who gives me a blemish on my record. Like he's got to want to beat him so badly, and anyone on earth he wants to beat is this guy.
If you'd like to hear more of the podcast Grim and Mile,
oh, he caught his leg.
just open up the free iHeartRadio app. Search Grim and Mile in the podcast category. Stay tuned for Coast to Coast. Coming up next, right after a news update, you've been listening to Before the Coast. I'm Clay, and I'll be back every weekend evening at 9 with more strange stories from the iHeart Vault on KFI AM 640, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. What you need to know and when you need to know it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Murder scene. KFI 24-hour newsroom. 4 people have been arrested for allegedly killing an elderly woman in a murder-for-hire scheme in Montecito.
Investigators say violent was saw that not Credo to get control of Albert's dog.
All eyes on the NBA. I'm sure that was 2 days ago, or the action with DraftKings Sportsbook and official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in the bonus bet. It's a no-sweat bet. It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot, and you get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code iHeart. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. With promo code iHeart. The crowd is yours. Must be 21 or older. One no-sweat bet per new customer issued as one.
Dude, sure.
Amount of initial racing bet expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling.
Yeah, that's definitely coming.
With it.
Hey, it's Junior. Today, black folks in our community are still disproportionately affected by HIV. But there is something we can do about it. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get you and stay undetectable, which means the amount of virus is so low it can't be measured.
The goal was always just to
if
have
you're
like
living with HIV and not on treatment,
uh,
talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message is sponsored by Guinness.
No matter what the day brings, count on
You
Juicy
get your
Juice
finance,
for
your
your
Coinbase, or whatever, and then from there it's just like,
100%
that's it.
to
But
help them conquer their fear. Juicy Juice is only sweetened by cream, with no sugar added, no high fructose corn syrup, and no artificial sweeteners.
totally. Yeah.
And juice boxes. Find Juicy Juice at your favorite
yeah, it's
local
crazy.
grocery
Just
retailer.
talking to like
Info at
people outside of
juicyjuice.com.
Grim and still associate FA with,
California would declare non-disclosure agreements in legislative negotiations unenforceable. Republican Assemblyman Vince Vong's bill is partly in response to the state's new fast-food wage law, reportedly being negotiated in secrecy.
You know Pepe's on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of hate logos? So I didn't think that ever helped those coins. Like, follow them. But it did a lot better than I thought it would. But nobody hates Harry Potter or Obama or Sonic or Ten or Enu actually a ton of people hate all that shit. But nevertheless, when you combine it all, it basically becomes unstoppable. Ooh, look at that kick to the face. Dog, PureLowTV.fr. Shout out to that website. Pure TV. You see that up in the corner? Dude, got the greatest fucking stream of all time. Clean as hell. Dog. Alright, so I want to say that the first round, they basically tied. The second round, I think Sean O'Malley won. I don't know how we could kind of give it anymore. Like, he landed a bunch of punches. But maybe, I don't know, get that knee. Ooh, here you go.
There is a narrow period of time you can look at it. That is, if you're in the path of totality, you can look at it. And as a matter of fact, you want to. If you're in any other
what's the nation change?
Logistics. It's out of China. It was like early on. It was like
Eli Lilly
I know it's banning everywhere though.
Oh, cool.
criticizing celebrities who use diabetes and weight loss drugs for cosmetic reasons.
Like I remember it just being like for those my house going to necessities.
So is it like China's crypto.com?
It's time to get serious about what these medicines are for. The commercial shows people getting dressed up in sequins, unclear spot, or equipment. Doctors say the misuse
Oh, you're talking for like container ship? Oh, so it's not for like cryptocurrency.
But it's not. And that's why it's years ago when I looked at this shit. So,
They need to open their shit up, make that thing available to everybody. I mean, whatever's China's Coinbase is going to be a big deal. Perhaps. Did it come to fruition? Is that right? And remember when, what was it? Something was supposed to happen like last summer. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. Okay, this happened like in June, where Hong Kong was going to start, like, China was going to start allowing people who lived in Hong Kong to start buying crypto or something like that. And I remember I was in somebody's Telegram or somebody's space, and this space was so bullish on all these Chinese whales that were going to come in from Hong Kong and buy their coin, and literally no one bought anything. Oh, here we go. Sean O'Malley getting that revenge. Kind of gonna fuck with your head too. That this is the only motherfucker to ever beat me, and now if I beat him back, it's like, damn, how did he? I'd have a flawless record if not, like, for one bad night in my life. I think it's just human obsession with perfection, that having that zero on the other side when you're fighting it is just amazing.
Attention I-10 freeway drivers. Freeway and ramp closures are coming up for the I-10.
And I've never lost, so I do my best to do.
Let's go, SBCTA.com for more information on the I-10 Express Lanes project.
Podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing
I did go up. Oh, they delivered it, so I just bought it on Amazon. Yeah, I did not go outside today. I went yesterday. Went to Home Depot. Got some stuff. And yeah, I want to walk with it before that. Absolutely. I burned a bra. I burned a bra every hour on the hour for 24 hours straight. That's how I celebrate International Women's Day. Absolutely. Always on the ground. Oh, and then they. Yes, he does. So is that the end of the round? Yeah. Dude, Ro, why aren't you here all the time? You're amazing. I just want everybody to know that Ro kicks ass. Ro, we love you. Yeah, we're gonna stream it tomorrow. It's word in a little bit. We're gonna have to jump back. Or spring forward, I should say. Spring forward, fall back. Yes, it does suck. Why is that? You work on Sunday? Hell yeah, just jump in whenever you can. We want to know your predictions. Who's going to win Best Picture? Nominated? I don't know. I think Oppenheimer wins everything just because it doesn't have much competition. Dude, I saw Barbie. I thought it was a very good movie. I really did. Kyle R., how are you? Excellent, Kyle R. We're gonna take a name. We're watching UFC 299. Yeah, man, we got it set up just for you. It's like your own little surprise party.
In the United Kingdom, no such mechanism exists for military, civilian, or commercial pilots to report sightings or encounters with UFOs to the government. Pilots who speak out about UFOs do so with great risk to their careers. In summary, a former UK police officer has decided it was time to take matters into his own hands. Gary Heseltine is a former police detective in the UK and the current vice president of the International Coalition for Extraterrestrial Research, ICER. And he's just launched a new website, UK Pilots Reporting UAP. Gary has assembled a small specialist team of leading UFO researchers.
Oh, here we go.
Who will investigate British pilots' reports
Ooh.
of aviation personnel.
He's taking some hits.
Air traffic controls. The team stresses that there are genuine air safety implications for pilots who, for decades, have been seeing strange objects in the sky that they cannot explain. Gary joins me in hour one.
There's still a lot of time left in this round.
I think by now we all understand that bees are a crucial part of sustaining life on Earth.
James Kaminsky, I love that about Bitcoin. So thank you. Word Mockingbird. Do you have any old Bitcoin? BTC? Wow, you're a millionaire.
As bee populations decline, something is terribly wrong with our ecosystem.
To buy a really beautiful hooker.
Bee colonies across North America collapse. Bee colonies collapse.
There you go, buy more Bitcoin. Yeah, they put on investments so much higher on ours. Oh my god, way higher. You're not gonna like 2x on Bitcoin in the next 2 years maybe, but like you'll 2x on ticker Bitcoin. Yeah, that's good. Good. I mean, not to say good, but I mean it was a sound investment. It's all about ROI. ROI all day long. ROI ADL all day long.
bro. I like Shannon.
It affected some Asian and African countries as well. If bee colony collapse continues unabated, it could represent an existential threat to humanity. Now, two men, a former entrepreneur in the fintech space and a wellness warrior and trailblazer, believe they've created a new technology based on principles our ancient ancestors understood that will allow bees to not only survive but thrive. Brent Wilson and Jake Cunningham join me to explain how they intend on saving the bees and also how you can get involved in their mission as well. That's hours 2, 3, and 4. Gary Isseltine, the founder of UK Pilots, reporting UAPs is next. Welcome to the audio imaginary. Come on in, Gary Traffic. Listen and come gather.
It's the greatest community in the history of communities.
And you are among friends. I'm Richard Sarah, and this is Coast to Coast AM. Why don't you say why?
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity. You fought for $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. And if you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. LifeLock monitors and alerts you to identity threats you may miss on your own.
Wow.
Personal information, you don't become the victim of tax-related identity fraud.
Yes, it's a different
LifeLock has US restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity issues. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 million protection package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose revenue to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial information, so all you have to do and worry about is what to do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% your first year with promo code George. That's promo code George for 25% off at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here. LifeLock.com.
In a crisis, your number one need is food. Because when things go sideways, it's always one of the first things.
Here we go. It's the last fight, last round. I would say that we're nothing good. All right. Absolutely. So this thing could arguably be 2 rounds each. I think no, we have to donate those to the depths of hell. But here's what I imagine: when this gets big, they will go to the dump and get them back for represervation. They're not going to go anywhere. Those things are glazed. Are you kidding me? They'll be like future anthropologists who are digging through a human junkyard, and they're going to see this glistening, glazed, glass-like shirt, and they're going to know exactly what it was. It's going to be like the Ark of the Covenant. All right. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Oh my God. Sugar Sean now is doing what he can to maintain his belt. This other guy, I've got to be honest, I'm very surprised. I don't think I've ever watched a fight. I don't watch that many fights, but I've never watched a fight that went the whole time and nobody went to the ground. Don't they always go to the ground? At some point, you get a guy to headlock.
42 years in denial. This following a 5-year re-investigation of Britain's most famous UFO case. And then in December of 2023, we founded UK Pilots.
You think on the ground is the most boring? It can be, especially when they get right up against the fence. It sucks. Or right up against Right, light it up for him.
Let's say prior to the launch
DST.
if a British Airways pilot is approaching Heathrow and sees a UFO, maybe has a near miss with the UFO. It's also been captured, let's say, on radar by air traffic control. What is that pilot? What was that pilot supposed to do with that information?
He's not assassinated. He probably gets it. Obviously, very well developed now in the United States. There's actually nothing in the plan about UAP. UAP is not either mentioned in
Zoot. Martian trade.
Exactly, it's bugs. Like the whole thing is just kind of like, no, it's all dog shit.
What up, Zoot?
Oh, for sure. That's gotta be the next step.
Zoot, this is big. This is the heavyweight, or I'm sorry, the feature fight. It's got less than a minute left. And it could go either way. We think Sean O'Malley's probably going to win. I don't know. I do. You guys might not. But it seems like he's landed more punches. But I could be wrong. I definitely had him favored.
Oh, shit.
We got passport Bitcoin in this bitch. Here we go. 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, he's going. That's it. That's right. I'm going to take all the credit for it. Once again, if you haven't heard me say this before, I'm going to say it. I take credit for all the good things and none of the bad things. I think we'll be at 1 billion by next Wednesday.
It's hard for me to gauge this shit, but like long term, bro, $1 billion obviously it's gonna happen.
We have Zoot in here. And Zeke. Holy shit.
Like, what's gonna happen? I think it's like with PTC is well over 100 days. Like that's how the war is gonna end. Everything's gonna be fucking crazy. Yeah, like stupid shit like that's gonna happen.
concerned they got a kid
given
that's
our
being
past,
that.
so yeah, so far, I mean, there's an example of profits when questions have been raised in the House of Lords.
Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley had 186 strikes. The other guy had 90. Sean O'Malley, game over. Unanimous decision.
UAP.co.uk, and we've linked up to that at coasttocoastam.com. UK pilots reporting. UAP.co.uk just went live in early February this year, and Gary Heseltine is the founder director. Tell me, well, just give us kind of a quick tour of the website and how pilots and ground crew, air traffic controllers, radar specialists, and so forth, how they utilize this website.
Well, we've got genius pilots, air traffic controllers, radar operators, and even there's a guide up there across the mechanisms for these kind of professionals, aviation professionals, to report what they see. Now, if you go back to the 2006 O'Hare Airport UFO UAP incident, one of the terminals you send me a police officer in like costume, what the fuck? Say Manchester Airport, Stansted, Heathrow. Surely they know what you're talking about. How they report things to, and that's what they're trying to do. So if you look at the website, what we're trying to do is initially there's like 4 different types of pilots. The first one is UK pilots, British pilots, UFO, UAP. I did not know. In British airspace, which we include Irish airspace as well. So that, but then you can also have an international pilot. When you foresee $1 billion market cap, to or from the UK and Ireland, so you can have different answers, because what we're trying to establish is what's going on in British and Irish airspace. So that's the key thing. And then, of course, there's then another facility for the lights, ground crew, radar operators, air traffic controllers to report. Because that's happening at airports, or principally at airports in the UK. So it's UK and Irish. I think memes are going to melt bases. The cycle that is, in many ways, several years behind. Obviously, more than the United States. I've spoken to Ryan Graves, asked for other issues, and obviously, we were not targeting the leader of American Safe Aerospace, but doing it, I guess, in the UK version, in some regard, that we want to bring this issue of air safety to the fore. And, we want to get politicians involved, we want to get pilots, we want to get people talking about this, because the more we talk about it, I'm hoping that down the line, is not going to be a quick process. So there's a whole bunch of things that's going on behind the scenes, so it's going to take a while until we really start getting conversation going.
Right. So you're not just collating reports, you're also going to
I wouldn't be surprised
doing the
if
investigating
you're
of these reports. They come in from pilots and ground crews and so forth. So you have a team that will be doing that. Tell us a little bit about the team you've assembled.
Someone's got to get profits in some way.
Small team, because with any bigger organization, you end up inevitably with.
We have Artem Interday.
I find bigger organizations have delays trying to get a quick decision made. But the idea of a small team of investigators, people.
Artem, how are you, baby?
And I've known for a long time. That's I think the key to this. I mean, obviously myself, but there's three other people. I don't really want to
Hello. Oh, dude, Cookie's here. I love you, Cookie. Thank you.
And then the final member is a guy called Chris Gaffney. He's a paralyzed through his
Cookie, who's your favorite Sesame Street character? Absolutely. What's your favorite kind of cookie, Cookie? Chocolate chip cookie. Wow. Cookie, you are very bullish. I love you. How much Bitcoin do you own, Cookie? I mean, he knows. That's correct. Whoever trained Cookie, they did a very good job. I think Cookie. That's true. That's true. Cookies. We need to create an AI. Absolutely. Number one. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll show you my IDs. All right. Well, Cookie, we love you. We love cookies. Cookie, do you like oatmeal raisin cookies, or do you just like oatmeal cookies? Cookie, I asked you a very important question. Yo, dog, we've got Artem Intraday here. Artem, how are you? Hell yeah, baby. What?
that is going to be shut down until 5 a.m. on I'm Jonathan West.
If you are seriously thinking of selling your home, call directbuyers.com at 844-242.
Sorry, that's not bad. Southside weather from KFI. Clear skies tonight. Lows reach around 50 in Metro LA and OC. Rising in the upper 60s on Sunday. Right now it's 50 in San Juan Capistrano and 55 in Sherman Oaks. Daily live from KFI 24 Newsroom. I'm Heather Porter.
A guy from Mid-Central needs us to shake with a terracotta gallery wall and abstract drawing. Free one-day delivery on home decor. Millions of other items. Whatever you're into, it's all right.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi, and a free Spectrum Mobile unlimited plan. Plus a $100 Visa rewards card, all while saving big speed, reliability, and big savings. Get Spectrum One today. Offer fully available online. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change now with qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Oh, it's the NBA. The time is now to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Customers who deposit $5 or more get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. It's a no-sweat bet. It's just like getting an offensive board. Miss your first shot and you get another chance to score. That's right. Get a bonus bet back in the Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code IHEART. New customers can get a no-sweat bet of $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code IHEART. 68 hours after issuance. Deposit wagering and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Gambling with it.
Tanya here, and there are many ways that we can all help raise awareness around HIV, but maybe the most important is just talking about it openly and honestly. There's no cure for HIV, but there are effective treatments that, taken as prescribed, can help you live healthy with HIV and get to and stay undetectable, which means the amount of the virus is so low it can't be measured by lab tests. If you're living with HIV and not on treatment, talk to your doctor about treatment options. Learn more at treathivtoday.com. This message was sponsored by Gilead Sciences.
Damn, so was a rough day, but I got another 4 in my way. It's my time looking at the TV. What's the word of those who don't see me? There's no we cannot live without. This is so late, I can tell. I can tell where they wanna be. Alright,
Spring forward, baby. You lose one. This is the shortest weekend of the year. Less time for partying and slinging dick. Yep.
When a solar eclipse transforms day into night, will tortoises start
We had a bunch of people in here. We watched MMA fights.
sing odd notes? Researchers will be standing by to observe how
It was a what?
tones at the
A mint?
are disrupted when skies
A meme, yeah. Dude, come to our Telegram right now. Can you see this?
2017 at a South Carolina zoo that was in the path of
It says t.me/HPOS10I. We've got a bunch of people. We've got a bunch of people in here. We have somebody who I met in our Telegram or in our Twitter. So you can just type that into a browser and click it, and it will either open up Telegram for you or take you to Telegram to download. I do. Only one person's in there though, and they're going to be coming in here. What did you say, baby? It is, but you should come into our room right now. We have a bunch of people in here, and we have our cameras on. You don't have to put your camera on, but I'm just letting you know there are a bunch of people in here. So if you go to our Telegram, which is located right here, t.me/HPOS10I, and you look, once you join, you have to do human verification. You have to click the link for human verification, and then you go to the top, and it'll say video chat, and you'll see a bunch of us in here. Excellent. I'm here if you have any questions, okay? Excellent. We'll see you in the video chat. Thank you. So we've got a friend named Kari who's coming right now. We met them. They just randomly came into the Twitter. So absolutely. So Kari, do you have Telegram? Kari, do you have Telegram? Yo, dog. Kari, do you have Telegram? Kari, do you have Telegram? Okay, I don't know. He's found. We'll see. We'll see. What are the odds that Kari comes in? It could happen. You take care, James. Enjoy yourself. You need your beauty rest. Take care. Take care. Zoot, how are you, my kangaroo friend? I have a dream that Zoot and Possum Tits are going to hook up and be our little Australian couple. Yeah, you heard it here first. Yep. It's going to happen, dog.
So I called HUD and filed a complaint against my building manager.
Okay.
No strings attached.
Maybe someday. Oh, I didn't know that. Is she from Australia?
If you fear for your safety, call 911. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance. KFI AM 640.
And we are back with Gary Heseltine, who is a former RAF police and British transport police officer. He's vice president of ICER and also editor-publisher of UFO Truth magazine. And in February of this year, the new website, UK Pilots Reporting UAP, went live.
We got Zoot in the hizzy.
This will collate.
I'm so happy we have Zoot here.
I'm so fucking happy we have Zoot here. Civilian, military, commercial pilots, ground crew,